This is LaSalle College High School football on Bob Long Sports, presented by Dunphy Ford.
Flexibility still with the timeout. Playbook completely open. 29.3 seconds to go. Hand off to Cy Madden. Has room to the outside. Cuts inside. Another touchdown for Cy Madden. Out to the 25-yard line. Ball is loose. LaSalle has it. Brennan Daly. Brennan Daly to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, LaSalle. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into LaSalle College High School football. Bob Long, Rob Stout. He's just coming through the side of the door.
Welcome back.
Wow,
Welcome
it's
back,
almost
baby.
like we weren't ready to come on the air. But we are excited to be here for what should be a great Philadelphia Catholic League Red Division game between these same Explorers who have had a really, really gutsy second half of the season, led by Danny Selecki at quarterback, and the Archbishop Wood Vikings, who are now also 6-2. They lost to the same St. Joe's Prep team that LaSalle lost to, and then lost to a very good Paramus Catholic team. LaSalle, of course, went on the road and lost to McDonough, another out-of-state team. So the resume's very similar here, Rob, and we're looking forward to what should be a great football game this evening.
Yeah, another classic tilt between two pretty storied programs in this Philadelphia Catholic League. So I'm looking forward to, you hit it on the head. The resumes are very similar, kind of how they've dealt with opponents this year, even down to the final scores of games. You look at them, it's all been pretty similar this year. The losses to St. Joe's Prep, pretty similar, so it'll be interesting to see how all that plays out on the field tonight, but I think we're in for a good one tonight.
Another storyline. Jack Collier, the starting quarterback for Archbishop Wood, a senior. Rob, headed to Duke next year. He's going to pitch on the Blue Devil baseball team, but formerly an Explorer as a sophomore. Right before his sophomore season, he transferred out of LaSalle College High School, went to Archbishop Wood, hasn't looked back since, has had a great career, and now is leading his team to what they hope is, again, a 5A state championship in the PIAA. So that's a big storyline. And, of course, it's also senior night as you hear the crowd roaring behind us. So there's a lot of emotions on the line tonight on both sides. Really should be a great football game.
I don't think we have enough cowbell right now. I don't know about apparently enough of that. But, yeah, no, the Collier storyline I think is always an interesting one. We've been talking about it. It feels like just off air for 2 years now. It was a guy that wanted an opportunity to play, felt like he could play, so he transfers to a program where he had that opportunity. And then we saw last year with Isaiah going down, maybe could have had that opportunity at LaSalle, ended up taking it at Wood, and the rest, as they say, is history. So it'll be interesting to see how LaSalle now tonight sort of lets that build up, affect their game plan or what they plan to do with him. They know him pretty well. He was on the roster for 2 years saw him as a freshman and then coming up as a sophomore prior to transferring. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays into the storylines tonight.
And we're going to see a lot of passing from Wood tonight out of the shotgun, but maybe not on an absolute basis. This is a team that really likes to run the football. Nasir Peoples headed to Virginia Tech next year, and he's going to get about 50% of the carries. LaSalle, on the other side, doesn't give the ball to anyone back any more than 30% of the time. So it'll be a lot different than normal. But now we're going to turn your attention to the field and the national anthem being played at William Tennant High School, and this is LaSalle College High School football on BLS. Almost time for football here at William Tennant High School. Welcome into this video broadcast on BLS, and it's an EXPN production. Bob Long, Rob Stott, and now we have Tyler Kern with us, class of 2012 in the booth. Tyler, congratulations on all your successes from back in your LaSalle football days. It's nice to have a former athlete in the booth, and great to have you.
Bob, it's great to be here. It's an honor.
Yes, and Rob Stott is here as well, as always.
Just thought about the symmetry here. We got 6, 9, 12, little every 3 years.
That is beautiful.
It's good stuff.
And then Alex Krastowski on camera, Christian James, the student here from LaSalle, class of 2020, helping us out in the booth. So, guys, 6-2 against 6-2. The Explorers that you see, the captains at midfield, they're in the gold helmets with the white tops and the gold pants. Archbishop Wood, the home team this evening, in the black helmets, the black shirts, and then the yellow outline on the numbers. Huge game here. Jack Collier, Tyler, we talked about this in the intro. A guy that used to play football at LaSalle. Didn't get the opportunity to start. Isaiah Jones was in front of him for plausibly 2 years, so he transfers to Archbishop Wood and has a great career, a state championship, and really all the success you could ask for. Now he gets to have one last revenge in his senior year against the LaSalle players, and Tyler, these LaSalle guys want nothing to do with that. The coin toss happening right now at the center of the field. Now we'll find who gets the ball first. Rob, I think my key for tonight's game is going to be the defensive line of LaSalle. Nasir Peoples is going to get the ball a lot in the give formation. I think really the key there is for this defensive line to stop him. He's second in the Catholic League behind only Patrick Garwo of Conwell-Egan in terms of rushing statistics this year. He'll catch it out of the backfield a little bit, but really a pure rusher.
Yeah, and it's a tough task. You talk about a guy that, like you said in the opening, Bob, he's going to Virginia Tech. Got recruited, for a reason. So, I mean, it's a guy that you're going to want to pay attention to. I'm going to say the same guys, but on the other side of the line, since we see them play both ways a lot. That offensive line for LaSalle is going to be a big key tonight, whether they can protect Danny Selecki, give him enough time in the pocket to let him find his guys, get open downfield, make those sound passes that we know he can. We saw him come into the game, week 2 it was, and took some time getting used to the offense, but week 3, once he had a full week of practice under the starters, and ever since then, really, there's not been many hiccups. And I want to see Danny Selecki come up tonight and spoil what Wood's looking to be a positive senior night tonight.
Daniel Karish will kick it deep for LaSalle, and Archbishop Wood will receive to open the game. The Explorers were nearly up 14-0 against the St. Joe's Prep Hawks in the first quarter of last week's game. An interception thrown in the end zone from inside the 5-yard line in terms of the field position upon snap really could have and probably did change that football game. So LaSalle wants to come back, shake that off, and show that they can play with the state's best. Archbishop Wood ranked number 15 in the CAC Catholic high school rankings across the country. So this is a big one here tonight. And we are underway. Return from the 15-yard line. Hit at the 27 and brought down. Kevin Otto on the return. And the LaSalle defense will come out to see a familiar foe. Jack Collier leading the Vikings offense.
Big opportunity for LaSalle. You feel the momentum in the crowd almost. So this game hasn't even started yet, and it feels like senior night, everything else, momentum is definitely on Wood's side to start this game. So big opportunity for the Explorers to come out early on and put an end to that and kind of shut this crowd up.
Collier's thrown for 776 yards on the year, has only gone over 100 yards twice. So again, expect that heavy dosage of Nasir Peoples. Ryan Lachlan on the outside will be his top target. In motion, here comes Tamir Barksdale. The give inside. Big run for Nasir Peoples, wrestled down at the 44-yard line.
That was a great block. As you're talking about, this game's going to be won on both the offensive and defensive line side of the ball. Games are won and lost in the trenches, and I think that will be the deciding factor of this game.
Guys, I think we're going to see Brett Gross, the junior 6-foot, 210-pound lineman. Again, he's the lightest on this line, but he's playing at the guard position, and they're going to run some power tonight. They're going to have him pulling hard, and they're lined up in the I formation right now. Here's the give inside to Blackstone. My apologies, that's number 1, Adrian Lambert. Lambert going to line up at times in the fullback position, guys. They don't have a fullback formally listed on the roster. Lambert listed as a back, but he's
got the makings of a fullback.
He
does. 6-foot frame, 205 pounds, a bruising runner, so he can easily step into that position no matter what his official roster spot says.
They gave him a half yard. Still 2nd and 10.
Great job by the defensive end setting up that edge.
Spoken like a true defensive lineman, Tyler. Here's Collier in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the near side. Quick out pass. Good move to the inside, and that's enough for a first down. Caught there by number 7, Ryan Lachlan. That's the first reception for his top target. 18th reception on the year.
And like you called it, Bob. I mean, Lachlan, you could tell he had his foot planted in the ground, kind of taking his momentum and the defensive back in one way for the Explorers, and then planting that foot and turning it around and taking it upfield for a first down for Archbishop Wood.
This Wood team moving the ball methodically down the field. Now their second first down of the game. It's 1st and 10 in Explorer territory. Single safety look for the Explorers. They're going to slip it out wide, and it's dropped. Devin Smith laid a big hit on Ryan Lachlan and forced the drop.
Oh, Smith read that one perfectly. Before it seemed like before the snap was even taken, and just had beelined it to Lachlan and put the hit on and really broke that play up.
Second down and 10.
What's it feel like to get a hit like that?
It's something you'll feel the next day for sure.
For both guys, or for
what's it feel like to deliver it?
Deliver it is, I think you want to be on the delivering side. You don't want to be.
Hurts a little less.
Yeah.
That's good analysis there.
Momentum's a huge part of football, and sometimes you learn that the hard way.
Timeout on the field, called by Archbishop Wood. 10:27 to play first quarter, the first drive of the football game. And now we'll formally introduce our color commentator this evening, Tyler Kern. What was your career like at LaSalle? What was your role, some of your plaudits?
So I kind of ranged between defensive and offensive line when I first started there freshman year. I was never a starter until my senior year, but was very involved with the team. I was, there when we won at Hershey back in 2009, which was an amazing experience. And then, I got to learn behind some very good defensive ends. And then by the time my senior year came around, I mostly focused on a defensive end, but got some offensive tackle in there as well. I was a little on the small side for playing offensive tackle, but, I've always loved the defensive side of things.
That's great. Well, it's great to have you on. Great to have a state champion in the booth.
It's great to be here. It's I love the view from up here. It's very different from then being down on the field.
I don't think I'd like the view from a 3 technique either, Tyler. Now they split 2 out to the edge. Single back is Nasir Peoples. The give. LaSalle strings it out well. Big tackle by Isaiah Jones. That's right. Number 14, Isaiah Jones, playing safety. Started the year at quarterback. Got hurt in the second game of the season against McDonough. Keep your head down. Keep working hard. He didn't get his quarterback job back, but he is making plays on all sides of the football.
Showing versatility. And, you talk about wanting to keep your playmakers on the field. That's whether he's like under center or, playing the quarterback of the defense. This kid is a talent to kind of behold and fun to watch. So big play by Isaiah Jones there on second down.
Gain of 1. 3rd down and 9. They need the 33-yard line for a first down. Clock ticks under 9:40. Collier throws it deep over the top. Too far for Ryan Lachlan. Couldn't chase it down. And LaSalle's defense gets the stop. Now this is right in the middle of that territory where you may think about going for it. Offense still on the field for the time being, and now the punting unit will come on.
And for being a riverboat Rob, I think this early in the game, it's a field position battle in high school. You kind of want to be able to pin your opponents back, so I don't mind the call. It could have gone for it, but I like the safety play here to punt this ball.
Bill Cook, the punter. And that's going to take a decent hop, gets inside the 15-yard line, and LaSalle's offense will start there Wasn't pretty, guys, but keeps it away from Troy Holland, the explosive and electric punt returner for the Explorers.
And again, pins them deep. Starting inside their own 20, inside their own 15. It looks like they're going to put it at the 14. So, for a first drive, pinning LaSalle back, making them take up a good chunk of the field if they want any chance of scoring. So, effective punt.
Overall, I think it was a great defensive showing by LaSalle to start off the game. Let's see what they can do on offense.
Here comes Danny Selecki, the senior quarterback. Alongside him, Joey Burnham in the backfield. Brett Malley in the slot. Marvin Harrison nearest us. Keyless in motion. Selecki scrambling. Throws across his body. Good catch by Marvin Harrison Jr. Scooting out of bounds at the 29.
Great block by the offensive tackle out there, keeping that play alive.
And a heck of an effort by Selecki to get the ball to Harrison, and Marvin showing those football genes, going up there and snatching that one out of the air and picking up a nice first down on LaSalle's first play.
Three receivers to the near side. Selecki, 5-step drop. Throwing across Octavius Carter. There's a flag down as he gets down and in towards Wood territory. Stopped just shy at the 49-yard line.
Probably coming back. It's in the area of a hold, and I feel like that's probably what they're going to get here.
And that is the call. Good shot there of the lead official. The head official by Alex Krastowski on camera.
Doing work out there, Alex.
He's a magician with that camera. I respect his work.
You have to, right?
So set LaSalle back 10 yards.
Coming out throwing, though, guys. You kind of expect to see maybe LaSalle run the ball here. Maybe they saw something on film where they felt like they could be comfortable having Selecki throw the ball. I know it's only 2 plays, but interesting that both are passes right out the gate.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that mostly goes with 4 down linemen. You won't see many odd fronts from this Wood team. Kyle Pitts is the defensive end. Now bouncing to the outside is Isaiah Jones, a big loss. That's going to set up 3rd down and a long way for the Explorers.
Sad 2nd down, I believe, because of the penalty, Bob. But yeah, not a good play either way by Jones. Trying to do a little too much there, bouncing to the outside. Probably should have cut his losses at the line and ended up giving up more ground than he probably anticipated.
At the 9-yard line, they need the 39 for a 1st down. Still 2nd down for the Explorers. And Selecki takes off up the middle, doesn't get much. Maybe a yard up to the 10.
Waited a little too long to make the cut that he probably needed. He had a lot of ground in front of him, just ended up running right into the linebacker there for the Vikings.
Not sure that LaSalle has a play in their playbook for this 3rd and long.
I don't think you want to take that shot. You got 2 ball hawks in the secondary. Nasir Peoples back there on the left side, the strong side, and then Ryan Lachlan, number 7, back there as well. Selecki avoids pressure, throws short. Turning upfield is Octavius Carter and run out of bounds. Actually may have stayed in, and indeed he did, up to the 26-yard line, and LaSalle will have to punt. But all else equal on that 3rd down, Tyler. Pretty good play there for the Explorers. Get some back. Don't make a mistake. It's an Archbishop Wood team that's turned over its opponents 15 times this year in just the 8 games it's played. Now Tamir is back to receive. Tamir Barksdale on the punt here from Karish. And drop the football. Drop the football. LaSalle's on it.
Has it covered. Wow.
Right at the T logo at midfield, and the Explorers had the football on a mistake from Tamir Barksdale, the senior returner.
And you talk about Wood creating turnovers. That's a huge one for LaSalle there. Just called for the fair catch. He had some guys around him, probably saw some motion out of the corner of his eyes, and lost the ball in the sky, in the lights. I don't know. Whatever it was, it's fortunate for LaSalle.
Yeah, we always talk about how offense and defense win games, but special teams can give you that edge, which LaSalle desperately needed.
Just the 5th turnover created by LaSalle this season. Here's Selecki, quick drop and throw. There's Liam Trainer running through one defender. It'll be close. They'll mark him a yard short.
It's a big body just running through the defensive back there by Trainer. Just a strong runner after the catch.
6 minutes, 35 seconds to play. Clock runs here in the first quarter.
Again, LaSalle coming out shooting. Their passing game looks very strong. Let's see if they can maybe get something going with their running game.
Single safety look here, Tyler. Ryan Lachlan right in the middle of the field. Troy Holland is on the outside, one-on-one against Peoples. The give is to Burnham. He'll have a first down. That's a pickup of 5 right in between the tackles.
I like that play call. It's super important, especially at the high school level, to establish the run game early. Kind of sets the pace of the game.
You talk about the run game. LaSalle, though, Selecki's looks good slinging the ball early on here. I know it's still first drive, technically. And I don't know that he's had an incomplete pass, and he's hitting his guys on the mark. He's looking pretty accurate tonight.
Here's the give to Keelis off tackle. Burnham out ahead blocking. Keelis slips to the outside and may have gotten the first down. But they're going to mark him stepping out early at about the 28-yard line.
Great block by number 4, Joe Burnham, downfield. He really helped set up that play.
Guys, have you noticed there's a big number 3, Kyle Pitts, standing at 6'6", playing on the edge in the 3 technique for Archbishop Wood. He's headed to Florida next year as a tight end. They are not running it at him very often. When he lines up on the left, they run it right, and vice versa.
I don't know, man. I don't think he has the size.
Second and short. Selecki hit in the backfield. What a play there.
Good showing right there by Wood's defensive line. They had great penetration and just put Selecki on his butt.
That time looks like the 1 technique, Dylan Urbanowski making the play. Undersized defensive tackle. So now that loss of 3 will bring up 3rd down and 5. They need to get to the 26-yard line for a first. 5:16 to play in the first quarter, still scoreless. Receivers bunched in between the numbers. Good rush from Wood, tipped up into the air, nearly intercepted.
It's a huge third down stop by Wood there. Way to get that for that lineman to get his hands up and try to make a play out of that.
Looking out that way, I'm not sure who Selecki was looking at either. Marvin Harrison was covered pretty tightly, and I think it was Trainer kind of streaking down the skinny post over the middle, but I didn't look like the pass was going to get there either way.
Yeah. For a second there, I thought Wood was going to make that 16 turnovers for the year.
Lucky that hit the ground.
They're going for it on 4th down. The 26-yard line is where the marker is. Selecki nearly drew the defensive tackle offside. Harrison lined up on the outside. 2 safeties in play. Selecki looks over the middle. In and out of the hands. Liam Trainer.
That's just a pass you got to catch. Right in his hands. Great pass, but
senior captain, he knows it as well.
Yeah.
He's made so many big plays for this team, and
I'm sure he'll be watching that film tomorrow.
He'll be watching the film, and he's got a lot of ball game left here.
Oh.
As you said, Bob, only 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Still plenty of football to play.
In fact, now mistakes, Tyler, averted on both sides to this point.
To this point, time will tell.
Out comes Jack Collier. He'll be in an empty backfield. Keep an eye on Nasir Peoples. And now a flag comes in.
I'm going to guess a legal shift.
Yep, and it's going to be 5 yards against Archbishop Wood.
It's a whole lot of moving.
I think that was the legal formation, Rob, not shift, but
I assume they were trying to get the LaSalle defensive line to jump off sides there.
Or maybe to spread them out in a nickel-type package with the Nasir Peoples split outside.
I'm confused to say the least.
That's a good push up front from Archbishop Wood. Handoff to the pullback, Lambert up the middle.
Nice job. It seems like my eyes might be deceiving me. It looks like the LaSalle line, knowing that they're going to be expecting a lot of run tonight, seems like they're playing a little tight up front, trying to fill those gaps. And to this point, they haven't allowed anything big up the middle. We're talking about a drive and a couple plays here, but it looks like they're committed to kind of protecting those gaps in the middle and not opening anything up, and sort of not necessarily giving up the outside, but definitely paying more attention to those holes in the middle.
On the field right now, the front four, Leland Mursky, Lucas McNally, Ronnie Ross, and Danny Kitsnetsov from right to left. Here's Collier. Has time, throws short, taken down. That's a gain of 4. We'll set up 3rd and long. Ryan Lachlan makes the reception.
Nice little pocket for the quarterback there, but it was, good to LaSalle's backs to, keep him honest and throw that short pass.
3 minutes, 49 seconds. Clock ticks here at William Tennant High School. Still scoreless between the number 15 team in the country and the CAC. That's the Catholic school poll against LaSalle, unranked in that very same poll. 3:29 to play, 3rd down and long. Collier rolling. Collier throws it deep, has Lachlan over the top. Catch made. All the way down to the LaSalle 20-yard line on 3rd and long.
That is a huge play.
That is a gorgeous, spot-on throw by Collier.
Amazing pass, especially on the run. Wow.
He found his top target.
Little go move from Lachlan. Takes a little seam to the outside. All of a sudden turns upfield. Has the defensive back Devin Smith beaten. And that's all she wrote. Good throw from Jack Collier. Does the rest.
Still have to find their way in that end zone. Let's see how LaSalle defense retaliates.
In motion comes Lambert. Give to Peoples. Gain of 3.
Again, not much up the middle, so it's nice to see this line sort of protecting that middle and playing tough.
Creative play there, Rob.
Yeah.
You have Lambert coming in motion, and then instead of darting across as a jet sweep, diving in between the A gap and then plowing the way for Nasir Peoples.
Got to be creative against this front. There's a bunch of big bodies up there that you got to find a way to move them somehow.
2 minutes, 42 seconds to play. First quarter, still scoreless. Collier on the left hash. Throwing the lob. Looking to the end zone. Nearly makes the play.
For a second there, I thought he had him beat, but great defensive play by LaSalle there.
Maybe I've been watching too much NFL, but for some reason I felt myself watching that play expecting a flag to come out.
Yeah, he never did turn his head around. You were right.
He did not.
Jake Ross nearly comes down with the one-handed catch.
Big 3rd down right here.
This would set up, if no more yards were gained, a 33-yard field goal. Bob Hennessy, the kicker. Collier, they're throwing the screen, and intercepted! Isaiah Jones! The second turnover of the night in the first quarter alone for Archbishop Wood.
I really liked LaSalle bringing the blitz there. It really forced Wood to throw quick and caused him to make a huge mistake.
Isaiah stepping back on the field again and making some big plays for this Explorers on the defensive side of the ball. So not what we expected at the start of the year, but just awesome to see him being able to fill in any role possible and doing his thing.
Tyler, I know you're the D lineman here, so correct me if I'm wrong. I hear you on the aggressiveness. To me, when I see that, I see the D-line not recognizing the screen. But, again, you put enough pressure on him, get rid of it quickly.
I completely agree with you, Bob.
Thank you, Tyler. First down for the Explorers. Crossing pattern, dropped by Holland, maybe a little bit behind him.
Yeah, as a defensive lineman, it's definitely super important to recognize that screen and try to be able to cover that open man. But LaSalle was able to bring the heat there and bring enough pressure to cause a turnover.
At that point, though, when you realize you're rushing through, everyone kind of let you by. You're like, there's that oh crap moment. What's your mindset then? Just to get at the quarterback?
It depends how committed you are. If it makes no sense, to end the blitz there, then obviously you want to just commit to the quarterback.
Good defense there by Wood. Kyle Pitts does the job at the end, and Manny Keelis dropped for a loss of 1.
No whistle? He seemed a little held up there.
There was a lot of black jerseys on him right there. That's a great defensive showing by Wood there.
Yep. And if you're Wood, no problem. You play into that whistle, but I agree with you, Rob. Maybe you throw a whistle for a lack of forward progress at some point there.
Show a little bit of mercy, maybe.
3rd down and 11. They need the 30-yard line for a first down.
Another 3rd and long situation.
Wood keeps 2 safeties on the field. LaSalle with 4 receivers. Selecki up the middle. Selecki has room and taken down 2 yards short. Big play on the outside by Nasir Peoples.
We mentioned it last drive how, I think you said it, Bob, Wood isn't going to load the box for any reason, tonight. They like to play just those 4 linemen, kind of let everyone in the backfield do their thing. That's the 2nd or 3rd time we've seen what looks like a designed run for Selecki up the middle, kind of recognizing that space to sort of get in behind the line and into the secondary. Almost worked out that time.
Daniel Karish to kick it deep. Barksdale back to receive. This is a pretty good punt from Karish, waving for the fair catch, and this time Barksdale has it at the 38-yard line.
Much better job that time securing the kick.
47.6 seconds remain here in the first quarter. Your team this evening, an EXPN production on Bob Long Sports. My name is Bob Long. Alongside me, Tyler Kern, Rob Stott. We have Alex Krastowski on camera and Christian James, a LaSalle student, helping us out tonight in the booth.
So far, a great defensive showing by both sides.
It's very true. LaSalle, very opportunistic with the turnovers. Wood was deep in LaSalle territory. That was 3rd and 5 from the 16-yard line. Now 1 receiver out wide. Collier with the give. Nasir Peoples. It'll be a gain of 2.
Again, they have that middle on lockdown, it seems.
So you're going to beat him. You're going to beat him on the outside. And Wood right now just trying to maybe wear down the middle. I don't know.
Yeah, so far LaSalle's been pretty good at recognizing any sweeps or any other designated plays to the outside. So let's see if they can keep that up or if, fatigue will start to set in later in this game.
19 seconds to play in the first quarter. Now down to 13. Could be the last play of the quarter.
Stack in the box.
Movement up front, and that's the tight end, Kyle Pitts.
With 2 amazing teams like this, it's super important to minimize your mistakes. And, so far LaSalle's capitalized on all of Wood's mistakes. Let's see how this affects their 3rd down situation.
Yeah, if you're both teams after this first quarter, if you're Wood, you're thinking, okay, we've made so many mistakes and it's still 0-0. And if you're LaSalle, as this clock will now run down to 0, you're thinking we need to start taking advantage of some of these mistakes. It'll be 2nd down and 14 when we come back here for the beginning of the second quarter on Bob Long Sports, and this is LaSalle College High School football.
Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfort Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfort Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
We welcome you back to William Tennent High School, home of the Archbishop Wood Vikings, for this Philadelphia Catholic League Red Division matchup between the 6-2 Explorers of LaSalle and the 6-2 Vikings of Archbishop Wood. They fake the give. Collier looking over the top again. Has Lachlan. Catch made. And ball is loose. And recovered by Archbishop Wood.
That is just trust by Collier. Lachlan wasn't open yet. Just recognized that he was about to blow by, who was that, number 10, Devin Smith, in coverage, and just dropped a dime to Lachlan, to Collier. Fortunate that, the ball does come out and you're able to recover it, but just gorgeous play, gorgeous throw, gorgeous catch.
That's 2 huge plays by Archbishop Wood so far on that deep ball.
Now from the 10-yard line, first down and goal. I formation. Here's the give. Nasir Peoples hit at the line, continues to churn, and then forced into the backfield by number 52, Danny Kitsnetsov.
Salle seemed to recognize that I formation, and again, just very stout defense straight up the middle.
I feel like I'm watching the Eagles with Wood. You kind of recognize pre-play, pre-snap, kind of what they're going to do. I feel like Doug Peterson by now. Like, if you're lined up in the eye, the Eagles are running. They're not doing anything else. Kind of the same situation here with Wood.
Yeah, Wood knows they're good. You got to be able to stop them. It's one thing to know the play. It's another thing to execute.
Second down and goal from the 8. The give. Lambert taken down by Garrett Zobel. An aggressive tackle that likely saved a touchdown. But now it'll be 3rd down and 3.
It's a nice job.
3rd and goal.
Nice job by Zobel. The line for the first time there seemed to open up for Wood, and Zobel did a nice job wrapping up his man and just taking him down.
That Wood offensive line certainly opened up a nice large hole there, and LaSalle's got to try to mitigate that as much as they can, especially on this very critical 3rd down.
10 minutes, 10 seconds to play in a scoreless second quarter. Jack Collier under center. Nasir Peoples, the deep back. They fake the give. Collier rolls, looking for help, and it's taken down. Austin Lemke makes the tackle, as well as Liam Traynor. Now, Kyle Pitts may have been leaking open in the back end of the end zone. Collier did not pull the trigger.
Just a lot of white in front of Collier, and just unable to see beyond it, maybe. It was an excellent job either way by LaSalle in coverage, and then able to stretch that play out along with Wood and prevent him from either finding someone behind him or squirting that ball into the end zone himself.
Yeah, fantastic stop by LaSalle there. Really laying a big hit on their quarterback.
Bob Hennessy up and good from 21 yards away, and the score, Archbishop Wood 3, LaSalle nothing. The Vikings on the board first. So LaSalle limits the damage, Rob.
Yeah,
has an opportunity to get back on offense.
Given the couple of X plays, if I remember they were called when Chip Kelly was here, those big plays over the top. We've already seen 2 given up by the Explorers on defense. But,
all right, that's enough. Stop talking about Chip Kelly.
But that said, the fact that they've only
ex-girlfriend.
Oh, I know, right? Not fair, not nice. But that said, those 2 X plays, only giving up 3 points out of them. I'd say that's pretty fortunate for the Explorers.
Yeah, that's huge. Defense really came back after giving up 2 big plays like that. It's a huge stop. Let's see what LaSalle can do on offense.
Is he anywhere right now? Is he doing anything, Chip Kelly?
I do not know. Here's the
who wants
short.
Is it? Oh,
Manny Keelis picks it up at the 18-yard line, runs into trouble, continues to churn the legs, and up to the 30-yard line.
I was half expecting him to run out of that pile like Carson Wentz.
I was thinking the same thing.
Guys, that field goal from Bob Hennessy on the Wood side, his 2nd field goal of the year, and puts Archbishop Wood up 3-0.
I think that speaks leagues about Wood's offense.
Yes, it does.
They
That
must have
ability
a
to
high
go up over
conversion
the
rate
top.
in the red zone.
Alex having a good time with the robotics object down there in the track so that all our viewers can see it.
The future is now.
Like a true IT guy.
It really is. I tell you what. This is what happens when you get IT guys to do camera work. There's a football game out there. Thank you. See, he can't answer back. He doesn't have a microphone. That's the beauty of it. First down and 10 for the Explorers.
Lowest man on totem pole.
Keyless hit 2 yards after the line. That will be all.
Great job by that Wood linebacker coming up and making the hit.
Eight minutes, 45 seconds to play. Selecki drops back. Selecki runs out of time. There's the sack. Number 15, Bill Schaefer. The 3 technique coming off the edge. He's headed to Lafayette next year. A big, long end.
Just not a good job there. Well, good job, I should say, by Wood getting penetration through the offensive line. Selecki did not have enough time down there to let his receivers get open, and you see the result. Big sack on second down.
Guys, they are really, really confident in their ability to get to the quarterback. Look at this, 3 down linemen, an odd formation here. And now Keyless up the middle. Breaks 1 tackle, continues to churn, and it'll be well short of the first down. 4th down and 7, and the Explorer punting unit will come back onto the field.
Interesting call there on 3rd and long. I don't know, are you giving up on converting already?
On that last play, Rob, on 2nd down, I noticed that there was just so much traffic in the secondary, and they still got to Selecki. So I think at that point you're not trying to turn the ball over deep in your own territory, and that's a little bit of a conservative call. I agree. Here's Karish. Karish, this one a little bit shorter. This one should take a hop, and it takes an Archbishop Wood bounce. Kuznetsov falls on it at the 43-yard line.
Unable to get anything going. Sorry, Bob. Unable to get anything going on offense right now for the Explorers. First drive and a half, it looked like the offense was clicking. Danny Selecki was hitting his guys, and just ever since then, the Archbishop Wood defense has kind of taken this game over.
Yeah, LaSalle has had 3 straight 3rd and longs and has failed to convert any one of them. So, in order to, keep it going, they need to convert those 3rd downs.
This portion of today's game brought to you by our partners at Dunphy Ford in the Northeast, and you can find a wide selection of great Ford new and used vehicles. Tell them that Bob Long Sports sent you, and go visit our good friend Kevin Dunphy at Dunphy Ford. Here's Collier. Collier, double move there, and Jake Ross comes back and gets the football. That time you just had an unbalanced secondary there,
Yep.
Tyler. One guy, Devin Smith, having to guard 2 Archbishop Wood Vikings because the other corner came up and guarded the screen. A well-designed play from Archbishop Wood.
If that pass is a little further downfield, he's taking that to the house.
And that was a nice job by Ross to come back for that ball.
LaSalle has given up the highest number of pass yards per game on average in the Philadelphia Catholic League. This give to Peoples. Peoples breaks a tackle and taken down. A gain of 15 yards.
That ball, was that out? Why they look like they were? I saw a beanbag come flying in.
You
Maybe
did?
not. Yeah, I saw something come flying in. I don't know. Maybe
So
is it windy out there? Maybe it was a glare off of the window in front. I don't know.
But I came into that game, guys, and that stat that I just mentioned, the highest number of pass yards allowed, I was thinking about it, and I thought that likely had something to do with the fact that in the first 4 games of their Catholic League schedule, LaSalle jumped up big, and teams would have to come back. But right now, I think they're showing a little bit of deficiency in the secondary tonight. Give to Lambert on the fullback dive up the middle. That'll be a gain of 6 yards.
Also not seeing too much of a pass rush so far from LaSalle's side, so that gives the quarterback more time to throw a easier throw. Obviously, he's been on the run a few times tonight and made beautiful passes. But, in order to help out the secondary, LaSalle's front defensive line has to get a better pass rush.
The other thing right now is that this defense has been on the field an awful lot, so they're clearly showing signs of being maybe a little worn out here in this first half.
Second down. 5:41 to play. Second quarter. The give to Peoples. It's off tackle. Getting to the outside. Could have been a hold, not called. Sean Daly knocks him out of bounds.
Yeah, I saw that on the outside. I thought that could have been called, but, great designed run.
The tackle felt the need to put both hands in the air to let the referee know that he did not.
In my experience,
hold.
that is, typically guilty, but, it was a great run. Way to get the edge there.
But you give him the benefit of the doubt just enough, and then let go. Not called by the official. All the way down to the 3-yard line, and Wood is on the doorstep once again.
I think you're right. LaSalle defense has been out there for way too long. They've failed to, convert any first down, so it's been primarily a defensive game for LaSalle.
Peoples up the middle. Touchdown, Archbishop Wood. Nasir Peoples, his 13th touchdown of the year.
Just a nice job by Wood, their offense has been out there for a while, kind of picking up the cues of how LaSalle's playing. Like we said, they're wearing them down, and just open the line and send your big back through the hole.
They've had a great mix of pass and run. Really excellent job by Wood's offense so far.
Up and good. Bob Hennessy adds the extra point, his 27th of the year. And Archbishop Wood takes a 10-point lead.
Needless to say, the next drive here for LaSalle is huge, but with 5.5 left on the clock, it's an opportunity to if you're able to milk the clock and drive this ball downfield and put some points on the board before the half. You're getting the ball out of the half. Don't want to think too far ahead in the game, but you're not out of this by any stretch.
It's really important for LaSalle to set the tone of the rest of this game on this offensive drive. We'll see if they can get anything going with the running game.
If you're LaSalle, you're a little bit disappointed because you have had the benefit of getting 2 turnovers by Archbishop Wood, and in the meantime, they've driven down now and scored on you twice. But still time. 5:26 to play in the second quarter. They'll kick it to Keelis. Keelis on the near side of the field breaks 1 tackle and run out of bounds at the 37. Ryan Lachlan on the tackle.
Nice. Well, not nice for LaSalle, but a short kick there by Archbishop Wood, and Manny able to take it up and get decent starting field position for LaSalle here.
See if they can make use of this field position. I think it's a great opportunity for LaSalle's offense, but honestly, they really got to get the run game going. Need a big push up front from that offensive line as well.
Avoid those 3rd and longs. And it looks like a quarterback switch. Oh, no, that's just Isaiah. Sorry. Used to seeing number 14 back there.
Here's Selecki. Selecki over the middle, short to Holland. Holland has room and gets up past midfield.
That was a great pocket by LaSalle's offensive line.
Excellent job between the 2 seniors. Been together since their freshman football days. Finding that connection again and helping jumpstart this offense here a little bit.
First down and 10 for LaSalle as they get into Archbishop Wood territory. Little pistol here for the Explorers with Keelis lined up directly behind Selecki. The delay give, and that's going nowhere. 4-yard loss. Defensive line, Tyler, they're getting the pressure.
Yeah, I respect that. I understood in that play you got to let the offensive line's blocks develop, but there was no blocks to develop there. Defensive line got great penetration, and there wasn't a chance on that play.
Second down and 14. LaSalle behind the chains once again.
They need to make some yards here to avoid that 3rd and long.
4 minutes, 13 seconds, clock runs. Salecki takes the drop back. Thrown over the middle and deflected right at the line.
Second deflected pass this game. It's a great heads-up play by Wood's defensive line. Couldn't see who actually made the block there, but you can look at the whole defensive line right when Salecki's about to make that pass, and they all have their arms up.
I think it was either Connor Bishop or number 50, Brett Gross. Still to this second, I can't tell whether it's an 8 or a 0, but I think it was Bishop.
Would love to see Salecki there. You've seen that now a couple times, those guys going up to block the pass. A little pump fake.
Here's 3rd and long. Salecki avoids one would-be tackler, now takes off upfield. Taken down 2 yards shy of the first down, and it's decision time for LaSalle. Ball at the 37-yard line of Archbishop Wood. They need the 35 for a first down, and there's 3 minutes and 48 seconds to play in the second quarter.
I don't think it's decision time. I think you know what you're doing. You got to get this first down.
You really got to get your offense going. This is a great opportunity to, jumpstart LaSalle's offense and, get into a scoring position.
Thinking a little bootleg.
Guys, there's no safety help over the top. Troy Holland to the outside on the far hash. Here's Salecki. Looks that way on a screen. Holland can't make the play. So we figured out where they were going, but not on the button. Turnover on downs, and Archbishop Wood has the football with 3:19 to play in the second quarter.
Good on Holland there getting open. There was definitely, a chance for that play to work out. Fortunately, they weren't able to make the connection. Now with 3 minutes left, LaSalle's defense really has to step up. Thanks for those Gatorade containers, Alex. I didn't know we were sponsored by them.
We're not. We're sponsored by Dunphy Ford, our great friends in Mayfair, and a wonderful Ford
maybe he's
dealership.
Just saying that the LaSalle Explorers need to be drinking their Gatorade.
Here's the give to Peoples. Gain of 5. Little pull action from the guard, and it's creating that upfield momentum.
A big opportunity here for the Explorers. If you can get the 3 and out, there's still a chance that you could put a quick drive together and put some points on the board before the half runs out.
Yeah, that'd be huge in order to set the tone by the end of the half. Come out swinging in the second half.
LaSalle does get the football to begin the second half.
You're LaSalle, you got to prevent any chance of Wood scoring here in order to keep yourself in the game.
Nasir Peoples the single back. Timeout called by Coach Devlin and the Archbishop Wood Vikings. Timeout on the field. 2 minutes, 40 seconds to play. And now a message, a public service announcement from LaSalle. The LaSalle soccer in the Philadelphia Catholic League Championship against Archbishop Wood for the second year in a row. It was originally supposed to be a 3:30 first kick on Sunday, but due to the 100% chance of rain and likely 2 inches of rain expected, they're going to move that to Monday night at 7:30 p.m. at Northeast High School against Roman Catholic. The semifinal against St. Joseph's Prep. So the game against St. Joseph's Prep on Wednesday night at UGH was a tie that went into overtime, went through both extra time periods, and then penalty kicks that Brett Werner was perfect on. LaSalle winning 3 shots to none.
I saw that final save, man. That was a great play by that goalie.
And then last year against Archbishop Wood in the same semifinals, Brett was perfect. Brett Werner, the phenomenal goalkeeper for LaSalle High School, and headed to LaSalle University next year. Peoples breaks it to the outside. Peoples to the 40 and down to the 36.
Excellent job of misdirection there by Archbishop Wood, kind of getting LaSalle's secondary and linebackers going one way with the motion and coming back the other way with Peoples, and he just had a whole lot of room and picked up a big first down there.
Good job by Devin Smith for shedding that block. If he didn't, Peoples is taking that to the house for a touchdown.
2 minutes, 23 seconds to play. Jack Collier. Single safety look for LaSalle. The delay give. And they hold on just enough. Deli goes for the football, can't come up with it.
It's a heck of a job. They almost got there before that ball was handed off.
Thought he was going to break free for a second, but a great wrap-up job by Liam Trainer there. Great job by defensive line getting in the backfield there.
$1:43 to play here in the second quarter. Archbishop Wood now second down. Peoples, very impressive just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Two safety look for LaSalle. Wood goes 4 wide. Collier with the deep drop, throws to the near side over the top. Kyle Pitts makes the play into the end zone. Touchdown, Archbishop Wood, and the soon-to-be Florida Gator product is on the board.
The Vikings picking on Devin Smith tonight. Every time Collier's gone over the top, it's been in number 10's direction, and to this point, Smith unable to step up to the test tonight and just getting taken to school.
Yeah, it's 3 huge plays by Archbishop Wood. Long bombs. Sal's got to clean up their secondary in the second half if they hope to stay in this game.
A big score before the end of the second quarter. Hennessy's kick is up and good. 17-0 Archbishop Wood. Guys, very early for this, but it evokes memories of the very first time that these two teams got together in about 15 years, that in the year 2013. LaSalle trailed in the third quarter 31-14, note 17 points, and came back led by Kyle Shermer to win 35-31. A long way to go for something like that to happen, but
do you think at this point, I mean, coming out of the half, are you thinking putting Isaiah under center?
who are you asking?
You, Bob. I'd ask Coach Steinmetz if he was up here.
It is something to think about, but I don't know the message that's been sent to Danny, and I also don't think that this has been Danny's fault. I think he's been under a lot of pressure from just a 3 or 4 man rush, and so I don't think there's anybody to throw to.
As I said earlier, games are won or lost in the trenches. LaSalle's offensive line really has to step it up.
Here's Keelis to the 24-yard line and gets forward about 4 yards. Archbishop Wood all over him. That directional kick works effectively.
Long way to go with 1:14 left. Sal just has to maintain control of the ball and hope for the best and not make any mistakes by turning the ball over.
You doing anything, Tyler, here offensively? You taking a shot at all?
That's a tough call. It depends, how you want to come out the second half, what the game plan is. If you're in win now mode, yeah. I mean, obviously you take the shot, but obviously you risk the ball, turning the ball over as well.
Couple of timeouts. I don't mind taking a shot or two here.
Selecki does throw it in the flat out to Marvin Harrison, out of bounds at the 30-yard line, a gain of 5.
Only took 7 seconds off the clock. I like that play.
And I mean, at this point, the whole field is still yours. So there's the entire playbook's open right now.
3 timeouts for the Explorers, 1 for the Vikings.
All your timeouts. Got to do something.
LaSalle does get the ball to begin the second half. Points here could create a little bit of momentum. Selecki takes the deep drop. Selecki throws a crossing pattern. Marvin Harrison, it was behind him. I think a little fortunate to not be intercepted by Kevin Otto.
Yeah, the way that they were coming at us at the perfect angle here in the booth, it looked like they were fighting for the ball. I didn't notice it being on the ground, but very fortunate not to have that one go the other way.
Big third down for LaSalle. They really need to convert here or risk turning the ball over to Wood, who's made 3 huge plays so far and could capitalize on that.
You're right. There's plenty of time left, Tyler, if this is not a first down on this play. Selecki throws over the middle. Keelis makes the play, keeps his footing. And that's enough for a first down. Clock will stop momentarily with 52.9 seconds to play in the first half. Ball spotted at the 42.
Potentially lucky. It sounds like people in the booth here thought there was a little bit of movement on the left side of the line. Thought I saw it too, but refs did not throw the flag there.
Clock ticking, 45 seconds to play. Selecki rolls to his strong side. There's Harrison trying to get out of bounds and does. Just a gain of 4. 38.6 seconds to play. Still 3 timeouts for LaSalle. You wonder if on that first down they may have thought about using it, but now can still attack up the middle of the field, just not as much time as they would like.
At the very least, I mean, this is, a drive that you feel like it's a confidence builder for Salecki. He's completing some passes, seeing the ball reach his receivers, and for what it's worth, they're moving the ball.
Salecki drops back. Isaiah Jones slips out of the flat, thrown over the middle. Octavius Carter drops the football.
Salecki hit hard on that one. He's slow to come up.
That's one I think Octavius Carter is going to want back. Maybe just a touch underthrown, but one that with the safety help over the top is probably intended to be a little bit short, and for Octavius Carter to go get it.
Yeah, a big play by Wood's defensive line. Every hit on the quarterback makes a difference. That'll be something that, builds up later in the game.
33.4 seconds to play. 3rd down and 6. Salecki drops back. They pick up the blitz well, and he avoids. Now has to throws short. And there's a late hit out of bounds coming along the sideline.
Huge
Potentially
call.
New life for LaSalle.
Huge call here. A little over-aggressiveness by Wood on Salecki there as he reaches the sideline and gets rid of that ball.
This would put LaSalle close to the 40. Side.
And that's exactly the call, roughing the passer.
Breathe some life into LaSalle's offense. There's still 25 seconds left on the clock. I believe they still have all 3 timeouts.
Yep.
And it takes it all the way down to the 39-yard line. 25.2 to play.
And they're going to take one here, one of those timeouts.
What are you guys thinking? What kind of play would you run up here? You try to go for a big play, go downfield, take a shot?
They've had some success across the middle here and out in the flat. I don't know. It depends on the defensive look. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Wood lines up now that LaSalle is in Wood territory and try to run an odd man rush there, get an extra linebacker into the backfield and try to get Danny Salecki out of rhythm or better yet sack them. So I think that's going to be the call from Wood. I think they're going to bring the blitz here. So if you have time to get a guy down the field and perhaps have a single safety look that you can look off, that can be an option.
Which means if they are bringing the pressure, you're probably looking at man-to-man. And if anyone can get open and if Salecki does have just enough time to find someone. I mean, like we've been saying, this whole drive, they still have 2 timeouts right now. The whole field is yours. It's a beautifully painted end zone, I think, is what we were trying to show there.
That's right.
Beautiful field here at William Tennant High School.
They just don't make them like this anymore. 25.2 seconds to play. 1st and 10 from the Wood 39. Here's Salecki throwing the lob over the top. Holland goes up and gets the football. What a play by Holland.
Wow.
There it is. There's that big play. Took a shot deep, and it paid off.
25-yard shot from Salecki to Holland.
And that's the chemistry between those two that we have seen this entire season as Salecki's come in under center, replacing hurt Isaiah Jones at the time. Holland has been his go-to guy when he needs a big play, and he does it there.
As a quarterback, it's critical to have that guy you can rely on, to make those big plays, and Holland does just that.
Holland came into the game with 36 receptions, second only to Caleb Joseph of Father Judge High School with 37. Came in with 417 yards receiving and 7 receiving touchdowns. Those 7 receiving touchdowns, third only behind Demir Ruffin and Steve Arrington from Carroll and Judge, respectively.
A little over 18 seconds to go, 14 yards. LaSalle has an opportunity to capitalize on
take a couple shots
play,
here.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. You can take all 3 with 18.7 seconds to play.
1 timeout still, I believe.
Yep, they took that second timeout, it would appear. They can still get a first down without getting a touchdown. Ball spotted at the 14-yard line.
Interested to see what kind of look Wood brings on defense. If they're going to bring any pressure or, rely on their
They've been bringing it, and to LaSalle's credit on this drive, they've been able to give Salecki just enough time. He's been elusive enough to avoid the pressure as well. So real interesting call here for Wood on defense.
Shotgun snap to Salecki. Crossing pattern, nearly intercepted Nasir Peoples could have gotten 2 hands on the football, and it drops to the turf.
Yeah. Wood only brought 4 guys there, so they obviously had some safety help, and that every wide receiver, at least in my eyes, looked, covered.
Yeah, I'm not sure, it's a little dark, the dark jerseys. Maybe Selecki just didn't see People's kind of sitting there and looked like zone coverage. So
I didn't even think about that. Wood has a huge advantage with these dark jerseys.
Is that a legit thing? No, I hope not.
No, it is not.
All right, thank God.
2nd and 10. Blitz comes, thrown over the middle, and he couldn't get it to Holland. That's all about the pressure in the backfield. Number 44, Tyler Smith.
And another big hit on Selecki there.
I've actually seen plays like that where teams with light jerseys sometimes lay down in their end zone. And they seem to blend in. I don't think we'll see anything like that tonight, but.
Well, LaSalle, maybe one of them could lay on one of the letters in the end zone. If we can get a close-up of, like, the T or the E in the end zone, I don't,
You're bringing out the best in Rob today, Tyler. It's great to have you on the air.
Yeah, luckily we have our camera extraordinaire, Alex, who's an expert at zooming in on the end zone.
We've seen that end zone.
All right, 3rd down and 10, 12.4 seconds to play. Ball at the 14. Selecki. Flag comes in, still rolls, throws to the end zone, nearly intercepted again, throwing into double coverage, and that's one you throw into the track.
Was that a flag I saw over there?
There is a flag on the field.
I don't think there was.
Could have been a hold. Here comes the official.
No?
No, I think that was a football you saw flying over the track there. I saw it too. Unless Nope, no flag, but timeout by Wood here.
Okay.
5.4 seconds to go. Is it 4th down for LaSalle?
It is.
I think LaSalle's kicker look this year?
Karish is a very good kicker. He's done a nice job. Struggled in the first couple games, but has been pretty solid. He's got a very strong leg. Should have no problem from 31 yards away.
I agree. In this situation, you go for points. You put up a
get it to a
goose egg so
two-possession
far,
game. Get the ball to begin the second half.
You want to see something go up on the board. You had 3 shots. At this point, if you haven't put it in now, you got to.
Yeah, there was no opportunity.
No.
Wood was on the coverage. Great defensive stop by Wood there. But this would be this is a huge kick for LaSalle, going in 17-3 instead of 17-0. Start off the ball, second half.
Here's Karish lining up from the right hash. 31 yards away. 5.4 to play. That kick is up, and the kick is good.
Wow,
good pressure through the line by Archbishop Wood. They nearly got a hand on that one.
Beautiful kick.
Quite a leg.
Yeah, little to no win tonight, and then he knocked that through the uprights. That was good for at least another 10 yards.
So that is the end of the first half. Your score, Archbishop Wood 17 and LaSalle 3. They get 3 points right at the end of the half. A pretty impressive drive getting the ball with just about a minute to play and moving down the field. LaSalle will get the ball to begin the second half, and we'll come back with our halftime commentary and thoughts next here on Bob Long Sports. Today's game brought to you by our great partners over at Dunphy Ford in the Northeast.
Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back? after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you are made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
People ask me why I'm giving up a year of my life to help kids. I say, who says I'm giving up anything?
If kids who drop out are 8 times more likely to end up in prison, do we open more prisons or mines?
What's going on, folks? This is Bob Long from Bob Long Sports. We're live here at the Wells Fargo Center before each and every Philadelphia Soul home game. We record this now before Arena Bowl 30, and the Philadelphia Soul, the winningest team in Philadelphia. Bob Long Sports is your spot for live video pregame shows with Bob Long, Eric Nash, and Rob Stott. We even have the opportunity to talk with the AFL Commissioner, Scott Butera. We appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me. You do a terrific job, and God bless all of you and the folks in Philadelphia. I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks, Scott.
Appreciate it.
Tune in before every home game for the Philadelphia Soul official pregame show on Bob Long Sports.
Oh, by the way, my name's Christian James.
Tyler.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to William Tennant High School for this game on Bob Long Sports. This is an EXPN production. Bob Long, we have Tyler Kern, and we have Christian James on with us. And we're now going to turn you back to our broadcast booth. Humble roots here, guys. It's great to be here. And we're going to get our first look and listen at Christian James here, our student. He is a sophomore at LaSalle College High School, and again, welcome in to our broadcast booth. Christian, welcome on. It's great to have you. You're following in the footsteps of a great broadcaster, Jason Bempa, our senior, that's been helping out. And it's so good to have you on here this evening. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thank you. No, I appreciate being here tonight and working with you guys. It's amazing, and I'm excited.
So we've heard a lot from Tyler and myself and Rob, who's, we sent him to the back. He's going to take the half off here. And what have you seen from this game? It's been an entertaining one. Archbishop Wood taking the shots over the top, and LaSalle's defense, struggling at times, but the offense was able to get 3 at the end.
So can I introduce myself? Is that okay?
Of course you can.
So I'm a sophomore at LaSalle. This is my first year, and I'm happy to be with the whole program of LaSalle. Now let's get to football.
That's right.
That's
why we're here, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Football.
So what I've seen is the defense is struggling. They're letting the man go in front of them. I mean, that's kind of the weak saying right there, but they got to kind of get their man tight to where they can't get that long ball up, I kind of feel. Mm-hmm. But if the defense steps up more and we get more rushes like we did before the half, and then we're going to be right back in this game. So I feel as a LaSalle student that we can get back in this game, and LaSalle football will prove to win the game.
There you go. Okay,
So,
you're predicting
was that good
a
for a
dub.
start?
That's great. You're predicting a dub. So, Christian, I think a big thing there is getting the ball to start the second half. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
What are you expecting to see from Brett Gordon and the offensive scheme for LaSalle?
Just I would say repeat what you did before the half. If you keep doing that, because every other possession before the half has been a punt or a turnover on downs. And even when you punt, don't be afraid. When you have fourth down, I don't think I would go for it because you're at the 50-yard line and that's where the deep balls kill you. Mm-hmm. So I would punt it downfield so they have to get it downfield.
Sure,
So
you got a good punter in Daniel Karrasch as well. A guy that you think can turn field position if it becomes a field position game. At this point, you need those scores.
Definitely.
But absolutely understand. So when it comes to you and your interest in football, what brought you to us here tonight?
So I used to be a student at Happel Horseman. I did a little bit over there, and I was looking for something at LaSalle to do here because I kind of wanted to kind of take it over to here because I did like it and I did enjoy it. So, I talked to Mr. Johnson, who's my digital imagery teacher, and he was like, look, we'd be happy to have you. Just come talk to me. And I talked to him this week, and, here I am today. So that's really cool. That all works out.
We hope you're enjoying yourself. You got a good camera presence here. I love the energy and enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
That's a big part of the reason, Christian, that we started this, and it's to get guys like Danny Madden, who's down at Florida State right now. He helped us out for a year. And Jason Bempa, who's done such a good job over the last 2 years with us, and now you as well. This is why we do this, and if there are LaSalle students out there that are wondering, can you be like Christian, can you be like Jason, you absolutely can.
The answer is yes.
You can get involved.
Bob makes dreams come true.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Todd.
That's good to hear.
So it's great to have you on board with us.
No, and I appreciate it, and thank you for letting me come on at halftime and share my thoughts.
Hey, you come on and do color anytime you want. Color commentator, Terry, we would love to have you.
Thank you, but I guess there's only one thing left to say for me. Let's go LaSalle.
All right.
Hey, LaSalle, baby.
So let's get Tyler's thoughts on the first half.
Oh,
Tyler,
man.
what did you see out there? What's the biggest issue, and how does LaSalle rectify it?
Well, I'd say Wood came out swinging. They really, showed why they're ranked. What'd you say, 15th on that?
In the country, in the Catholic schools.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think they're proving that in this first half. Some costly actually not costly. They made some turnovers in the first half. LaSalle failed to capitalize on it, which is huge. LaSalle, obviously kind of an underdog coming into this. They need to capitalize on those mistakes in order to, come out on top. But, I liked what I saw by their offense on that last drive. Unfortunately, they couldn't finish it, but they made some big plays and, got a little bit of a rhythm going. And, LaSalle's defense just got, I think they did a really good job. I think they were just starting to fatigue by the end of the first half.
A lot of snaps.
Yeah, I think we need to get more offensive, more time of possession on LaSalle side and give defense some rest. And, I think there's a chance they could come out on top.
And something I don't know that we're giving enough credit is this Wood team. This is historically good program, the run they've had over the last 5 to 6 years. And this team with Jack Collier is as good as just about any of them. They had a few hiccups early in the season, but I think they're right back in the discussion with Harrisburg as being the two best teams in the 5A and are going to compete for another state championship this year. So you have a LaSalle team that's facing two elite opponents in a row, which are St. Joe's Prep and now Archbishop Wood. Playoffs are next, and so I think this is certainly a key task for an Explorer team that right now is 6-2. Last year they went 5-4 in the regular season. The difference at this point is that Malvern Prep game that they won this year versus losing last year. They went 5-4 that year. Again, still time to turn this around. Christian is predicting a W.
I think.
I'm with Christian.
But I could just be a student, and I'm for my school.
Well, you are just a student.
I think there's be a problem if you were rooting for Wood to win that.
No, But real quickly, can I capitalize on those turnovers that you were talking about? Going forth for like the third quarter and fourth quarter, getting a turnover is big for any team in any league, and you need to be able to capitalize on it. So when LaSalle's presented with a turnover, wherever, that's the deal. Like, okay, guys, we got to recoup, we got to calm down, and we got to get that touchdown, we got to get that score, because it might have been a momentum changer, or can be, or could be a momentum changer. So by that happening, that could win them the game, getting turnovers.
There you go. That's good stuff, guys. Good thoughts on this game. And
I was just going to say, I think in order to win, LaSalle needs to score points and Wood needs to not score points.
I agree.
He ain't the best broadcaster in the league for nothing, folks. Thanks for joining us here at halftime. Thanks to Christian for coming on air. Broadcasting is informing and entertaining. You're certainly informing, and you're certainly entertaining as well. So great job.
Thank you.
Great job on the air. We'll now turn your attention to the field and then take a commercial break next here on BLS.
Thank you.
Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dumpy difference. You'll be glad you did.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
People ask me why I'm giving up a year of my life to help kids. I say, who says I'm giving up anything?
If kids who drop out are 8 times more likely to end up in prison, do we open more prisons or mines?
What's going on, folks? This is Bob Long from Bob Long Sports. We're live here at the Wells Fargo Center before each and every Philadelphia Soul home game. We record this now before Arena Bowl 30, and the Philadelphia Soul, the winningest team in Philadelphia. Bob Long Sports is your spot for live video pregame shows with Bob Long, Eric Nash, and Rob Stott. We even have the opportunity to talk with the AFL Commissioner, Scott Butera. We appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me. You do a terrific job, and God bless all of you and the folks in Philadelphia. I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks, Scott.
Appreciate it.
Tune in before every home game for the Philadelphia Soul official pregame show on Bob Long Sports.
Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dumpy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dumpy difference. You'll be glad you did.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
People ask me why I'm giving up a year of my life to help kids. I say, who says I'm giving up anything?
If kids who drop out are 8 times more likely to end up in prison, do we open more prisons or mines?
What's going on, folks? This is Bob Long from Bob Long Sports. We're live here at the Wells Fargo Center before each and every Philadelphia Soul home game. We record this now before Arena Bowl 30, and the Philadelphia Soul, the winningest team in Philadelphia. Bob Long Sports is your spot for live video pregame shows with Bob Long, Eric Nash, and Rob Stott. We even have the opportunity to talk with the AFL Commissioner, Scott Butera. We appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me. You do a terrific job, and God bless all of you and the folks of Philadelphia, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks, Scott.
Appreciate it.
Tune in before every home game for the Philadelphia Soul official pregame show on Bob Long Sports. Welcome back, everybody. 3 minutes on the clock, although that thing's not running, so that could be any time, Rob, until the beginning of the second half. And LaSalle coming out of the locker room now.
They've stopped the clock for us.
The score, 17-3. Archbishop Wood leads LaSalle here at the half. And, Rob, a little bit of an opportunity for a couple minutes to talk about the Penn State Nittany Lions football team.
Let's do it.
Undefeated on the year and getting ready for the game of the year. On the road in Columbus. The Buckeyes wearing all grays for this one.
A little color
in
rush.
front of a blackout, while the Penn State Nittany Lions wear all whites. So that should be interesting, Rob.
It's going to be a fun one. I mean, you look back to last week. I know that's not in James Franklin's mode of doing things, but you look back to last week and what that game meant to Penn State. A little bit of a revenge tour for them. Coming out big and just stomping on the throats of the Wolverines.
So we had a conversation about this. We do the Nittany Lions Sports Report every Monday night at 8 o'clock on Bob Long Sports. So for all you Nittany Lion fans, tune in. Again, that's on this Periscope that you're watching, or on YouTube, or on Ustream, or on Facebook Live. So there's a lot of ways you can watch it.
It's a lot of options.
Thank you, Tyler. Yes. And we talked about Urban Meyer making the comment of this game being revenge for Ohio State.
Yep.
I'm a little confused by that one.
Well, you think back to – I absolutely see it.
Which team made the playoff?
Ohio State did. I see why you're defending the Penn State mindset. They should have – I felt they got for lack of a better term, screwed out of a playoff spot last year. The way they went into that game against Ohio State, came out with the win. You know, Ohio State's looking specifically at that game. They felt they should have won it. They had every opportunity to win it and kind of blew it at the end.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I just I was –
the bigger picture.
I didn't understand the revenge factor as much. I guess I can see it on both sides. But anyways, talking about the game itself, J.T. Barrett has been possibly the most efficient quarterback in all of college football since the loss at home against Oklahoma, where he looked absolutely putrid. Now I wonder whether that was simply the defenses he was playing, or him truly improving, or a mixture of both. I can't think, and I haven't seen a drastic improvement in his release. It's still clunky, and it takes a long time. To throw the ball downfield, he's 7 for 29 on the season on passes, plus 20 yards. So the question is Penn State defense, the one that was really phenomenal against Michigan and has been really phenomenal all year long, the highest scoring defense in college football, is that going to be enough to stop Ohio State? And is Penn State's offensive line that has struggled only until last week? Really, they had significant issues on the offensive line, especially at left tackle. But Will Fries has seemed to have taken that spot, and they played a lot better. Maurice Hurst only got one tackle. A lot of that running to the outside, but also stepping up the Penn State offensive line. So all that thrown together, Rob, what's your thought?
I look to, I mean, the thing this thing's been billed with is the battle of Heisman hopefuls with J.T. Barrett and Saquon Barkley kind of going not head to head. You know, they're both on offense; they're never going to be on the field at the same time. But I think Barkley, you kind of seen what he's done to opposing defenses this year. There's a reason he's leading every sort of fan poll on Heisman hopefuls and everything that's going on there. So, I think Barkley's going to be a big factor. You talk about Barrett and kind of the not struggles necessarily. You're not in the Heisman talk if you're having struggles, but hasn't seen a defense quite like the Nittany Lions. So I think that's going to be a big factor. It might also come down to the camera operators and what they're able to do and catch on the field and everything that goes on there in that one. But all joking aside, I think it's tough
Alex
to.
is just having fun out there. He's just finds something to shoot and go for it. Why not?
It's been all joking aside, I think that you're going to see an excellent contest on Saturday, and it's just going to be one to watch.
Very excited for it. 3:30 kick live on Fox. Gus Johnson, Joel Klatt, two guys as good as it gets. Very, very excited for that one. And Penn State still undefeated. I don't think eliminated from the playoff if they lose the game. Ohio State almost certainly. But the winner of this game has a 97% chance to win the Big Ten East, and the winner of the Big Ten East represents the Big Ten in Indianapolis.
Thinking back to last year, I mean, if Penn State were to lose, theoretically there's no way, if Ohio State makes the playoffs after a loss to Penn State, last year, there's no reason why Penn State should be eliminated from. If they were to lose this year, there's no reason why they should be eliminated from.
No, not eliminated. Right. I don't think they'd get in over Ohio State though, and the difference there, Penn State's one loss to Ohio State, and I guess there really isn't that much of a difference. I'm thinking if Ohio State were to lose a second game, maybe losing the Big Ten championship, would Penn State get in over them? The difference there, Penn State's non-conference loss. Pitt, Oklahoma was Ohio State's non-conference loss, so that could throw a wrench in it. Best yet,
who knows?
Go out, win the game, take care of business.
Who knows?
Should be a phenomenal football game.
I know we want to get back to this real quick. One question I want to throw to you. Would you ever like to see that playoff expanded beyond 4 teams?
Yeah, I actually put some thought in a post on Bob Long Sports. We can get into that at a later date. I actually thought 12 was a decent number, and nobody's really talked about 12 before. But now LaSalle will receive the first kick of the second half. Manny Keelis may have some room and does, stays in bounds, and gets past the 40-yard line. LaSalle's offense will start down by 14, but maybe just the least bit of momentum with good field position, and after scoring the last 3 points of the first half.
Manny taking a shot. I mean, we've seen this all year with him, but just taking a shot from behind there on that return. Nice job holding on to the ball, securing it, and putting the Explorers in good field position to start this second half.
And as the LaSalle offense comes to the field, a reminder, our second half tonight brought to you by Dunphy Ford in the Northeast, 7700 Frankfurt Avenue. You can visit them at dunphyford.com.
I have it bookmarked. It's a great website.
Here's the handoff to Isaiah Jones. Turns and cuts upfield. Gain of 2 before being forced backwards.
Wood seems to come out physical the second half. They brought on the kickoff there. Obviously, LaSalle got good field position, but they really seem to be physical from the 2 plays we've seen.
I don't remember seeing any of this. Granted, I didn't watch the stream or anything like that, but opportunity with Isaiah to throw some trickeration into there. I would like to see that at some point. Just one attempt, see what happens.
Second down and 8. Clock ticks, 11-13, third quarter.
Tries to get him with the hard count.
Selecki throws the screen. Keelis there. Good blocking upfield. Keelis to the line and past it. A first down and a gain of 11 yards.
Fantastic blocking by Harrison downfield. Really helped set up that screen for a first down.
Great execution all around. Danny quickly getting the ball out to Manny so Manny could turn upfield as well.
LaSalle now into plus territory. First drive of the second half. They're going to split 3 out to the near side here. Ball on the far hash. Handoff to Jones. Goes downhill and gets a gain of 5.
This is what LaSalle needs to do. They really need to establish their running game, especially get those 4 or 5 yard gains on first down. It really helps, convert on second and third down, and make it much easier on their offense and take a lot of pressure off of LaSalle's quarterback.
Two receivers in the backfield alongside Danny Selecki. Second down and 5. Joey Burnham lined up there. He's the fullback. Manny Keelis to Selecki's right. Selecki throws. Good catch by Holland. Scoots out of bounds. A gain of 7 and a first down.
Nice job there by Selecki aiming that ball to avoid the potential swat by defensive lineman there for Wood.
That was a textbook pocket. Great blocking by the offensive line all around. Gave Selecki the time he needed to make that pass.
Down to the 31-yard line, driving down the field from right to left. Harrison out in the slot, ball on the far hash. Here's another screen. Carter gets just enough of a block. Spins to the 15, to the 10. Dives for the end zone. Foot was out of bounds before he dived. They mark him down at the 1-yard line.
What a play.
He had that reach. I thought he got in, but just marked shy.
Guys, just enough of a block from Troy Hahn on the outside. He almost missed Peoples, number 5, but just enough for Octavius Carter to get to the end line and avoid Peoples coming up to try to blow it up in the backfield.
And we've seen that all year from Carter, just the ability to make plays out of seemingly nothing, out of tiny spaces, and just turning those burners on and moving that ball upfield.
That's what I call a spin move.
Yeah.
I formation. Isaiah Jones, the deep back. They may give it to the big man here. Instead, they hand it off to Burnham, met at the line and driven back. No gain for Burnham. 2nd down and goal from the 1 upcoming.
Great stuff by the Woods defensive front there. So what are you guys thinking? You could obviously take 2 more shots like that, try to run it right up the middle for that.
I think this is an opportunity. The more I'm looking at Isaiah Jones in the backfield, he's a big back.
He can leap.
Yep. He's got the athleticism.
On the leap. Here's the give to Jones. Doesn't get the opportunity to leap. The defensive line standing up and winning 2 of 2 battles here on this goal line stand.
Sal has any hope of winning this game, they really need to start converting in the red zone. They need to capitalize on this field position. And
You're exactly right, Tyler. This needs to be a touchdown for LaSalle.
Going for it on 4th down if you get there?
Let's wait till we get there.
Depends where the ball is.
Obviously, you need points, but, at some point you need to get that touchdown.
Selecki threw an interception from about this area, crossing pattern in the end zone against St. Joseph's Prep. Selecki now rolls, throws to the outside, diving, caught, touchdown, Marvin Harrison.
Unbelievable spot by Selecki there, just putting the ball on the perfect platter right to Marvin Harrison, letting it drop into his arms just over the goal line. And the much-needed touchdown there for the Explorers.
It is now a football game. 1-score game, after barring that this extra point is made, of course.
Karish set to attempt the point after. 8:46 to play, 3rd quarter. Karish's kick is up, and the kick is good.
Watch out by the snack stand.
A low liner gets through the uprights, and LaSalle has cut the deficit in half with their first drive of the 2nd half. It's 17-10. Archbishop Wood will take a break and come back for the kickoff here on BLS.
Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
Welcome back. LaSalle has cut the deficit in half and gotten their side of the field jumping. A late arriving student section from LaSalle, but they arrived nonetheless.
I'll vouch for them. It's a bit of a hike from Orland, Pennsylvania, or Winmore, where they are.
It was just fine getting here from Horsham. Thank you very much.
Nice for you, Bob. That's good stuff.
Daniel Karish set to kick it deep. End over end kick. This one deep. It'll be taken at the 3-yard line, up to the 10, 15, 20. Trip down at the 20-yard line and down at the 22.
That was a beautiful kick, and great coverage by special teams there to getting down there and making the tackle.
Brennan Daly got the trip up.
Call that a shoelace tackle.
Yes, they do. Not Denard Robinson shoelace, but anybody? No.
I think
some
most
of LaSalle
famous
Nation
one.
gets
Yeah,
that one.
they might. The most famous shoelace tackle I can remember is that Big Ben on playoffs, Indianapolis.
There you go. Yes.
That's the shoelace tag. Playoffs.
Was that Harper?
I believe there was the only
It was
time
after
Bettis fumbled.
fumble.
All reliable. The bus.
I think it was Harper that he tripped up.
Yep.
He would have gone for a touchdown. Now here's the give to Peoples. LaSalle stringing it out well and gets the tackle 1 yard beyond the line.
Way to set the edge there, man. They gave Wood nowhere to go there. Great
Isaiah,
coverage by defense.
Isaiah John a little bit there after that tackle.
LaSalle starting to feel it here. Isaiah Jones in the secondary, creeping up and getting in between the would-be blockers on that sweep play to the outside.
I'm a big believer in momentum in a football game, and right now LaSalle has it.
8 minutes, 11 seconds to play. Clock ticks here in the third quarter. LaSalle trailing 17-10. Scored on the first and only offensive drive of the second half. Here's Collier in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Throws it short and throws it beyond Kyle Pitts. Tight end coming out of his break, and Collier, I think, felt the pressure. Threw it a little earlier than he wanted.
Shoe seems to be on the other foot. Seems to be third and long for Wood. Let's see what kind of play they come out with here. I like the pressure from LaSalle's defensive front there. And someone got their hands up and, forced them to make a bad throw.
All of a sudden, feels like a good game, man.
We'll see.
Fun to watch.
Yeah, very exciting.
7 minutes, 53 seconds to play. Third down and 11.
You can certainly feel the energy here, both on Wood side and LaSalle side, way over yonder.
They need the 32-yard line for a first down. Ball on the 21. Two safety look for LaSalle. Four receiver set for Wood. Collier avoids one and then is taken down.
Wow.
Might have been contacted in the backfield. Maloney was in the area, as was Hirschman. Another sack for LaSalle, and it's fourth down.
Looked like he was going to almost pull a Wentz there and skirt out of that pile, but nice job there by the defense.
I like how we call that a Wentz now.
I know.
Like that. But yeah,
that's a thing.
that was a textbook pocket collapse, man. The defensive line just collapsed all around him. He had nowhere to go.
Loss of 3. Holland has his heels at the 44-yard line. Here's Cook. Cook hits it off the side of his foot. It'll go out of bounds. It'll probably be it's somewhere around the 33-yard line. It was caught out of bounds at the 36.
Oh.
They're going to put it right at the 35-yard line. Great starting field position for the Explorers.
Wow, yeah.
The punter, Bill Cook, just off the side of his foot.
My apologies, Bob. That LaSalle with two great starting field positions in a row. I think last time they started at the 45, their own 45. Now they start at Woods 35. So they have a big opportunity here to make this a tie ball game.
7-11 to play here in the third quarter. Guys, with 1:10 left to play in the first half, I should say. Wood had just scored their second touchdown of the game, going up 17-0. Now LaSalle has the football in Viking territory. Here's the snap for Selecki. Selecki holds, now the double move. Holland has to come back to it. Nearly makes the play. Both Wood secondary mates over-jumped the football. And Holland, it was right in his basket. He's
going to be kicking himself tomorrow watching the film.
There's no way he expected that ball to get to him cleanly.
That was a beautiful pass. The stars almost aligned there.
Let's call this what it is, though. That's a bad throw from Danny Selecki. He held that ball for a long time. It was a double move, but he didn't look off that safety help. That should have been intercepted. 2nd and 10. They need the 25 for a first down. Here's the screen. Octavius Carter.
Great block.
Carter. Gain of 3. Could have been a hold. You thought it was a great block. It was close.
I was talking on the backside here, but
I see.
I really wasn't, but
Carter, I thought, was trying to initially get outside. Then he ended up jumping right over that defender, taken down by Harrison.
My bias is showing.
Don't say that.
No, I proud myself on being a neutral commentator.
Tyler, it's great to have you in the booth. It's been a real pleasure.
Yeah, it's
to have
great first experience.
State champion in the booth. 3rd down and 8. They need the 25. Good pressure here from Wood. Thrown.
Ooh.
And incomplete. No flags.
That was close.
Good coverage. If that, I mean, that's what they're going to call it.
I think I like that no call.
I do too. It was well timed, both going for the ball.
An 8.
Fourth down and 8 from the 33-yard line would be a 50-yard field goal, a little out of the range of Daniel Karish. So now they'll go for it on fourth down. The offense on the field. 3 receivers. Keyless in the backfield alongside Selecki. Thrown over the middle. Harrison just over his outstretched arm. Rob?
Oh,
I
sorry.
heard you.
Ouch. That one hurt.
I think our whole audience heard him.
Sorry.
I think that
that's
that
not even
a response.
That's not even bias. That's just seeing a guy that's wide open and knowing that the pass was there. The pass could have been there. Danny holds onto it for a split second more. That's in the basket and in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, I felt that was good play by everyone there. Selecki just overthrew it a little bit there.
So you had 2 could have been touchdown passes, one that probably shouldn't have been thrown, but 2 that could have been, and they go begging. So Archbishop Wood, now the pendulum swings a bit the Vikings' way. Can they take advantage on the offensive end? Out comes Jack Collier in the offense. 6 minutes, 10 seconds to play, third quarter. Wood with the football, 1st and 10. Could have been movement up front. Nothing called, and Peoples is gone. 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Archbishop Wood.
And just like that.
Peoples is down. I don't know if he's just out of breath.
He did trip after that play, and now they're calling for help.
Uh-oh.
Archbishop Wood asking for the trainer. He slipped 7 yards into the end zone, just lost his footing well after he had scored. Now of concern, the star running back for Archbishop Wood, Nasir Peoples. Still down on the play. Certainly unfortunate for Peoples, who took off and just beat everybody in the LaSalle secondary. Again, I thought, and I said it right as the snap came, there was movement at the right tackle position. It wasn't called. Obviously, that's not the reason for the touchdown. There were just nobody at the second level for LaSalle, and once he got through the line, he was gone. So now we're going to take a break here on Bob Long Sports and certainly hope that Peoples is okay.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
People ask me why I'm giving up a year of my life to help kids. I say, who says I'm giving up anything?
If kids who drop out are 8 times more likely to end up in prison.
Welcome you back here, the senior Nasir Peoples, as the kick is up and good from Bob Hennessy. He's headed to Virginia Tech next year. He was able to jog off the field, which you love to see. Certainly unfortunate. It was very awkward looking, Tyler. After he was almost all the way through the end zone, just lost his footing, fell down, and the trainers had to come out and take a look at Peoples. They stretched him out a little bit after the touchdown run, and I certainly hope that that he is okay moving forward.
Yeah, he looked okay jogging off. You never like to see injuries at any level of play, but especially in high school. Great run by Peoples.
Yeah,
and,
still you see him. He's behind the bench over here, kind of stretching out. Looks like a calf.
Maybe rolled his ankle. anyways, it's a 2-score game now. LaSalle has to
back
come
from
back.
whence we came in this second half.
Yeah.
5 minutes, 59 seconds to play in this third quarter. So almost halfway, or I guess 1 second more than halfway through
It's that
this third
LaSalle
period.
math right there.
How about it?
Remember, we're a college preparatory school.
Remember, we play 12 minutes here, gentlemen. Sean Daly will take the fair catch at the 35-yard line. Decent field position for LaSalle.
I did not know you could take a fair catch on kickoff.
No, not all that often, but they did it.
Wow.
See that more often than you'd think in high school. These games we call, I feel like, all these short kicks that
No, it makes sense. I
kickers
had
go
no
for,
idea.
yeah.
I think that was a good call. Some decent field position again.
LaSalle back onto the field.
And good to see Peoples plays in the secondary. He is on the field right now for the Wood, for Archbishop Wood.
Appears he either just rolled his ankle or maybe cramped up a little bit.
So now LaSalle, after the gut punch that was the 68-yard touchdown run by Nasir Peoples. Selecki taken down in the backfield. There he is, number 3, Florida bound, 6'6", Kyle Pitts.
That's a sack.
Yeah, that is nothing more than Selecki holding on to the ball far too long. And just great penetration by the Vikings defense, and down goes Selecki.
Selecki's going to feel that in the morning.
How about Archbishop Wood and their response to what nearly was a tie game? That's a big-time response from this team. The 68-yard run, and now getting after it on defense. Very impressive from the Vikings. 4-man front. Selecki rolls. They're going the other way. Redwell! Kyle Pitts intercepts it and takes it to the house.
No part of that play looked good from the start.
Nope. Ball should have never been thrown by Selecki. Pitts, for his part, was right there and took it to the house.
At that weak side defender there, able to read that play. When you see that enough, a smart player like Pitts realizes they might be coming back to that side. Selecki didn't even so much as look, and that was the difference. Pitts, an easy pick and score.
Very heads-up play there.
I want to. I do, and I don't want to ask it. But now,
as that kick is up and good from Bob Hennessy, it's 31-10. Archbishop Wood.
It now being a 3-score game, and you've seen a couple drives here now in a row. I know you had the touchdown drive to start the half. Isaiah, is it?
The only reason you do that now, it's a 21-point game. The only reason you do that now is if the coaching staff was thinking that they were going to go that way in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So the 2 toughest games of the year are in a row and to close the season. Archbishop Wood here tonight, St. Joseph's Prep last week. What has Brett Gordon seen offensively? Joe Wade, John Steinmetz, even the head coach? And what way do they want to go? That's the only decision I think you make in this situation, is if you're legitimately thinking of going another way for the playoffs. Would you agree? That's just my thought.
I 100%
wouldn't do it just
agree.
for this game.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
the PCL Red Division is decided. St. Joe's Prep has already won the Philadelphia Catholic League. They earned that last year. You got to get ready for playoffs now.
It's got to be, if I 100% agree. If that thought was even in the back of your head that was an option for you, once you make that decision, there's no going back. So if they were to make the switch, I think that's it for the rest of the year.
Here's Octavius Carter, breaks one arm tackle and taken down at the 26-yard line, scrambling as if the ball was loose. I don't think the ball did come loose. Carter's down on the play. And a little slow getting off the field.
Still a lot of time for football. We're a little less than 5 minutes into the third quarter. LaSalle can still who we got quarterback? Selecki still
Danny
out there?
Selecki out.
Yep.
Isaiah Jones out to his left.
Yeah, I really could not see them making that switch, midway through the third quarter.
Handoff to Jones, hit right at the line of scrimmage and dropped a yard behind.
Selecki kind of took that ball and awkwardly kind of prevented a clean exchange between him and Isaiah Jones.
George Mazzacano, number 9, in on the stop.
Yeah, that play did not look like it had a chance from the start. Wood defensive front just, powered right through.
It's one of those things where they're pinning their ears back and coming after you. Right now, just 3 down linemen. Actually, only 1 down lineman. Look at this formation. Now Salecki drops back. Salecki scrambles through, throws to Jones. Jones up the sideline, has room, runs through a defender on his way out of bounds.
Wow.
That's the speed, strength, and power of Isaiah Jones. Will be just short of a first down.
That's the kind of passion LaSalle needs to bring right now. You can't just, lay back and let Wood win this game. I respect that player, Isaiah Jones.
And while I get that, the aggression, all that stuff, there are only so many guys on the field that have that power as well.
Yeah.
That is a special player there.
He looks like he knows how to use his size.
Jones dives up the middle, has room, and gets the first down. Gain of 7.
It's really, not to go back to that debate, but it's how do you want to put the ball in Isaiah's hands, it seems like. Do you want him running and catching the ball out of the backfield or slinging it? So, it seems like, at least right now, he is more effective being given the ball.
3 minutes, 51 seconds to play, third quarter. They fake the give. Over the top, they have number 11, and he overthrows Marvin Harrison.
Harrison just stopped running on that route.
He did.
Looked like some miscommunication on the route there. Looked like Harrison kind of either cut too soon or the ball was just thrown too deep.
It almost seemed like he didn't expect that it would come his way because the coverage was over the top and he seemed to be covered pretty well. It's like he just opted to go that way anyway.
Second down and 10. The first down marker is in plus territory at the 47. 2 men to the near side. Jones puts a nice block on Mazzacano. Good throw to Octavius Carter. Carter has 1 to beat, and a great tackle in the middle of the field there. Saving more. Ryan Lachlan in there on the stop. But, guys, Isaiah Jones, that block on Mazzacano, wow.
He saw it coming pre-snap and just got over there in time and put I guess you could put a hurt on with a good block, right? Is that a thing?
Yeah. Pancakes are most certainly a thing.
First down and 10. The T-shirt toss was looking for Alex Krastowski. It saw that it gave it some FaceTime early, so our cameraman might be catching a... Here's the handoff. Octavius Carter. Carter gets a gain of 4.
Taken down a little awkwardly there, but linemen lift him right up. Thing looks like something.
Second and 7.
Looks like something you'd see on like American Gladiator firing those tennis balls. That
I don't know what you're talking
robot.
about.
No, tell me you've never watched American Gladiator.
I have not.
Oh,
am I missing out?
It's not on TV anymore, but
here's Salecki rolling to his strong side, throws over the top and too far. Looking for the diminutive number 2, Octavius Carter.
I think LaSalle needs to invest in a T-shirt cannon.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, look at that thing.
Wow, that's state of
thing's
the art.
Impressive.
My old coach, Kurt Radvansky, would have loved that. He was big on T-shirts.
We got to get our cameraman focused over there. Focus, Alex. We got a football game.
Come on, man. We
Yep,
pay the big bucks.
That's the one I'm talking about. Thank you. Third down and 7. All alone on the outside is Troy Holland, but Salecki goes up the middle. Good read, and it'll be close. Looks like he has it by a half yard.
Another one of those design Salecki runs, it looked like.
That was
Looks
a
like
nice.
He got tackled a little awkwardly there. Walking a little gingerly, but
needed that first down to keep things going here. 2 minutes, 13 seconds to play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, LaSalle's in must-score mode right now.
LaSalle against Archbishop Wood on senior night for the Vikings. Salecki drops back, throws over the top, and intercepted by Ryan Lachlan. Lachlan comes across, and that ball was flat.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Selecki was trained in on who's that, Harrison out there? I mean, he
That was
only
Troy Holland.
He was
Yeah, it was Holland.
only looking Holland's way. Did not look off the safety at all, and gave Lachlan the time and wherewithal to get over there and come up with that pick.
And even still, a little bit of air could have done the trick there. Lachlan came across in front of where that ball was going to land, in theory, in Holland's hands. A little bit of air does the trick. Minute 53 to play. Third quarter, 31-10. Archbishop Wood putting it on LaSalle right now. And another interception. The fullback give up the middle, gain of 3 in between the tackles.
Really need to come up big here if you're the Explorers on defense.
Yeah, Wood really capitalizing on these mistakes. What's that, second or third turnover?
Yep.
Second turnover.
Third.
Third? Bob?
2 picks, a pick 6, that pick.
Yeah, third turnover. Yeah, so they up there at that their turnover rate to 18 for the year, I think. Wow.
Very impressive. Here's the give. Initial contact made and dropped a yard past that initial contact. It'll be third down and 4.
Turnovers are certainly that X factor in the football game, and they can change the tide if it's going forward or against you. And right now, Wood is capitalizing on all of LaSalle's mistakes, whereas earlier, LaSalle had 2 turnovers, I think, and they failed to
forced 2, yes.
Yeah, they failed to score on both of them.
That's exactly right.
Another
now
injury here.
Archbishop Wood Viking down. That's Nasir Peoples once again. We're going to take a break and come back here to William Tennant High School.
Do we open more prisons or minds?
What's going on, folks? This is Bob Long from Bob Long Sports. We're live here at the Wells Fargo Center before each and every Philadelphia Soul home game. We record this now before Arena Bowl 30, and the Philadelphia Soul, the winningest team in Philadelphia. Bob Long Sports is your spot for live video pregame shows with Bob Long, Eric Nash, and Rob Stott. We even have the opportunity to talk with the AFL Commissioner, Scott Butera. We appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me. You do a terrific job, and God bless all of you and the folks of Philadelphia. I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks, Scott.
Appreciate it.
Tune in before every home game for the Philadelphia Soul official pregame show on Bob Long.
Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dumpy difference. You'll be glad you did.
Welcome back to William Tennant High School. Nasir Peoples off the field. That one a bit of a delay, so we certainly hope that he's doing okay the second time he's gone down tonight. Now Collier under center. LaSalle playing tight here. They do have 2 safeties, but all 3 linebackers up by the line. And a timeout. Third down and 5. Might have been trying to draw off the Explorer or get a look at defense.
A little full house look there. Everyone was in the backfield.
We're getting a great look at the back end of the senior day.
Yeah, Alex is really making me feel like I'm at the game, even though I am.
What do we got down there?
Tell you what, Alex. That guy right there. There he is.
Him, yes.
Alex Strasowski is keeping himself entertained with 43 seconds to play in the third quarter.
he was
lonely out there on the outside of the booth.
Yeah, it's a little cold too. I heard. You know,
I have a second coat in here if you want to warm up, Alex.
He did the time though. He went to cameraman school, and you know that's why we pay him the big bucks.
Is that a technical term?
Yeah, cameraman school. or woman.
Camera people
school.
43 seconds to play in the third quarter. Archbishop Wood has the football on their own 11-yard line. They need the 14 for a first down.
Big down for Wood.
It really is at this point. I mean, they can start to put this away if they get to the fourth quarter and start winding the clock.
Interested to see who Wood's go-to running back is now that Peoples is hurt.
Single setback for Archbishop Wood. They fake the give. Pressure for LaSalle. Taken down. Falls on the ground. And the referee says it was down. Collier down on the play before the ball came loose. Fourth down and 14 yards from inside the 1-yard line. But that could have changed things.
That's also, I think, as close as to a non-safety as you can get on a sack. That is literally the butt end of the football is on the goal line, it looks like.
So now fourth down, inside the 1. And that's the end of the third quarter here. LaSalle trailing 31-10. We'll take a break and come back here on BLS.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
People ask me why I'm giving up a year of my life to help kids. I say, who says I'm giving up anything?
If kids who drop out are 8 times more likely to end up in prison, do we open more prisons or mines?
To your own goal line as you can be. About as close to the goal line as Wood can be. Fourth down and 14 and back deep to punt. The kicker, Bill Cook. Last time Cook hit one off the side of his foot, gave LaSalle good field position. They could not capitalize.
It's a chance for a huge special team play by LaSalle.
Yeah, this is an opportunity. I mean, anything can happen when you're within 10 yards of your punter. Snapping the ball, got everyone rushing at you.
Marvin Harrison has his heels on the 32-yard line. LaSalle's going to come after it.
Ooh.
Cook gets it off quickly. Going to take a LaSalle hop and now nudge forward to the 28 and the 29-yard line. 11:48 to play, fourth quarter. LaSalle going to have good field position, and guys are going to need to score 7 and going to need to score quick in order to stay in this game and make it 2 possessions.
Certainly a lot of time left, and, man, you cannot get better field position than that. LaSalle needs to capitalize.
Twice now that I can think of that they've had possession within the 35, within Wood's 35, on punts. You think back to the one that went off the side of the punter's foot, and, it's a chance to get right back in this game.
Salecki in the shotgun. Keyless to his left. Hand off to Keyless, off tackle. And Kyle Pitts is going to drag him backwards after a gain of 1 yard. Little extracurricular, just shy of a penalty flag perhaps. Second down and 9.
South still struggling to establish that run. When Isaiah Jones came in, he had quite a few nice runs, and it really helped, the offense capitalize later down the line.
When you're down 21 in the fourth, do you want to still try to go for that run? I mean, does it matter? Are you trying to take the shots?
I don't think you can stray away from the run. I think it's important to establish a run in order to open up your passing game. But
just got to move the sticks here at this point.
Yeah.
Here's the empty set. Selecki throws short. Keyless makes a good play on the football. Short gain for just 2.
At the end of the day, man, you got to get this. However you get those first downs, you know.
This is 4-down territory here, so you're calling the plays as if you got 2 downs to get to the 19-yard line. Simple as that.
As you call them, I mean, LaSalle could really go for one of those X plays right now where, where you know, something goes their way big. But, you know, they've seemed to struggle on the deep ball, so, you know, I think you got to stick to your guns.
2-down lineman for Wood. Selecki back. Selecki takes the shot over the middle. Great defense there. What a play by number 17, Kevin Otto.
Yeah, that was great coverage by Otto.
Yeah.
So now 4th down and 8. They need the 19-yard line for a first down. 10 minutes, 27 seconds to play in the 4th and final quarter of regulation.
Wood bringing everyone within a good 10 yards of the line.
Single safety look. Harrison on the outside.
He's going to have to get it off quick.
He does take that shot. Harrison has the size, goes and gets the football.
There's the X
down
play.
at the 3-yard line. First down, LaSalle.
Way to go up by Harrison and get that ball out of the air. Great confidence shown by Selecki there, putting the ball up to him.
Did I call that one, Rob?
And Bob taking the bow in the booth, knowing that play.
First down and goal inside the 5. Jet sweep to Marvin Harrison. Cuts inside, cuts to the house. Touchdown, LaSalle.
Wow,
they get back into it with a touchdown here with 10:07 to play.
It's a great play. LaSalle had the numbers. They, you know, I think they pulled their guard out at least, you know, to lead the way for that jet sweep, and you know, obviously it paid off. So, you know, that's a fast score. Obviously, need 2 more touchdowns to make it a tie ball game, but you know, it's still football.
Just what LaSalle needed there on that drive. A quick answer to get, you know, a little bit closer, make this a little bit more of a game than it's been.
The Karish kick is up. And it is good. 2 for 2 on extra points for Karish, and it's 31-17. Still time here. 10 minutes, 7 seconds to play, and LaSalle with their backs against the wall. They got the touchdown that they needed.
Here comes the riverboat. Any chance or thought of onside kick?
A little early for me, but
you knew it was coming, Bob. You knew it was coming. Just had to ask.
I don't
had
hate
to ask.
This isn't like our arena football days, though.
Heck
where
no. Heck no.
Onside kick is the norm.
I know. More onside kicks than not.
Possession's super important in this game, and I don't know if you're willing to give that up for, you know, I don't know if the risk is worth it at this point in the game.
Your defense has had a lot of rest, Tyler. They've been on the sideline, really, other than the big play there. They started off the half stopping Archbishop Wood. They stopped them, you know, almost back to their goal line on the last drive.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's really important to get that defense rested. As you can see, fatigue started kicking in the first half, but after that breather during halftime, they look spry and ready to rock.
Feels like Wood's pinched close to this kick, like they're expecting it.
Karish boots it deep. That'll be well into the end zone, and that's a touchback. Karish with a little extra oomph on that one.
Wow. You think I'm onside kicking it? Watch this.
I'll put it through the uprights next thing you know.
That's a boot.
I hope that kid's going to kick somewhere.
All right, we got a big, you know, defensive set of downs for LaSalle, and, you know, Wood's chance to kind of start running out this clock. So we'll see what they come out with. Maybe a few run plays to try to run out the time. And
Wood getting off the sideline now, getting their final instructions from the coaching staff. And this is big time here now.
Yeah.
LaSalle will need to stop, and Archbishop Wood looking to continue to milk this clock, take up time, and get a score.
Feels like the drive of the game.
There's the first stop.
LaSalle sets the tone. LaSalle sets the tone.
Isaiah Jones came all the way from the secondary to get the stop in the backfield alongside Kuznetsov.
Kid came to play today. did Jones.
Yeah, he's really been setting the tone of the game. Knows how to use his body, and, man, they wrapped him up. Not a chance to gain a yard there. So LaSalle sets the tone on that first down. Let's see what kind of play Wood draws up for their second down.
And, I mean, you're probably talking right now also Wood, you have to remember, is likely without Peoples.
I think that's him in the backfield, Rob.
All right. So he did come back.
He's alongside Jack Collier. 3 receivers. Collier throws it short and well beyond the arms of Kyle Pitts. Just rushing. That was rushed from Collier.
You think to his first half how good he looked. I mean, do you think the fact that he hasn't had to throw much, does that play in a quarterback's mind, the fact that he hasn't gotten the reps here in the second half?
Honestly, he's thrown some good deep balls. This is only the 3rd game this season, though, that he's thrown for over 100 yards.
I could see that, though. I mean, it's a little chilly out. You know, he could, get a little cool. But I don't know. I guess we'll see in these this next set of down, or this 3rd down here.
I think you'll see it being put in the air on this down. 3rd down and 10. LaSalle, they have the flashlights on their cell phones going in the student section on the other side of the field, as does Wood on this side. Here's the snap to Collier. Good blocking there. And now takes off running with it. Pulled down. Pulled down by the shoulder pad. It'll be a gain of 1, and LaSalle's defense will get off the field.
That's a huge stop.
Big 3 and out.
Under 9 minutes to play. Clock ticks to 8:53.
Just when you think they're going to fold.
Bill Cook, the punter, has kicked 2 short ones in a row. One in the 3rd quarter came off the side of his foot. Marvin Harrison back deep to receive. Heels on the midfield stripe.
Oh.
Thought there was some movement there, not called. Short punt. LaSalle gets away. Takes a little bit of a Wood hop. But LaSalle will get the football in Archbishop Wood territory. Down 14 with 8 minutes and 19 seconds to play in the 4th quarter.
3 straight possessions now as it's starting inside Wood territory. So just another great opportunity for LaSalle here. They're being given chances to not have to drive the ball very long, which also, impacts their ability to score, gives them a better chance to score, but also gives them a better chance not to use much time off the clock.
As I said, they got to capitalize on Wood's mistakes. I thought Wood made really any mistakes, but they failed to establish, a first down there. So LaSalle's a big opportunity right here.
Heavy on the right side. Selecki looks to the left. Holland makes the play and can't evade the tackle. Great play over there. Kevin Otto.
Explorers getting up to the line quick.
That's not Kevin Otto. In fact, that is Brad Otto, his twin brother, playing on the opposite side in the corner spot. 2nd down and 8. Harrison in motion. Selecki has a little bit of time and then runs out of it. Wrapped up on the other side of midfield. It'll be 3rd and long.
Again, holding on that ball way too long.
Like he was looking and waiting for Marvin Harrison to get open over the top and just did not get rid of it in time.
You got 2 downs to get to the 41-yard line, guys. 7 minutes, 23 seconds to play, a 2-possession game. It's gotten to that point.
And we're at 3rd and long.
Selecki gets rid of it. Catch made by
flag.
Liam Trainer. There's a flag at the 41-yard line.
Defensive holding, or, I mean, he's running across the field. There's no way that's a push-off, right?
And Chris Maloney doesn't like the call. Looks like it's coming back.
Might have been pointing to the clock. Clock might have still been running.
Oh, that could be. That could be as well. That's a good point.
Yelling at the refs, hey! Every second is precious here.
A long delay, and now this penalty will be against Archbishop Wood. LaSalle is going to have to take their choice, whether to take less yardage and 3rd down. Defensive holding on the Trainer crossing route.
I got to think you want the downs, right?
Having a long discussion with the coaches for LaSalle. whether they want to accept or decline the penalty.
At the end of the day, it's
in the
5
college
yards.
game, that's an automatic first down. And I think that might be what they're asking about.
Can they tack it on?
Don't believe
No.
so.
I don't think so. Happened during the play.
Or don't believe so. They cannot.
I like the confidence, Bob. I respect that. A lot of confusion down there. Interesting.
I mean, if they take it from the original line of scrimmage, you're up to what, the 45?
It's a 10-yard penalty in high school.
40. So you're about where you are anyway.
With an extra down. I think it's a few yards off, actually. I think they'd be like 47 because there was a tackle for loss. They're about 2 yards beyond the line of scrimmage right now. Or
10-yard penalty, though, not 5 at this level.
Well, that changes things a bit.
So now we will get the decision by the LaSalle Explorers.
Holding defense. Looks like it
So
was
now they will
accepted.
tack on the yardage. It'll be 3rd down and 4 from the 40-yard line. They need the 36-yard line for a first down.
So it ended up basically where he was anyway, right? That's
2
about-
yards short. 2 yards short of where he was.
With another 3rd down, though.
That's the call you have
Yeah.
to take, though. Have to take that penalty.
Absolutely.
And now we'll have a stoppage for the clock to be set to 7 minutes, 8 seconds to play.
LaSalle needs every second they can get at this point.
We're getting 6 back.
Looks like we're having a clock reset. Right now it's at 7:02. It looks like there was a runoff when there shouldn't have been.
There we go. That was Trainer. Give it to him pointing at that clock.
That was Maloney, I think, or maybe Trainer was as well. Both of those guys, both seniors,
That's
recognizing what's going on out there. So
And
now the clock
we run
runs. 3rd down and 4. 4 down territory. They need to get to the 36-yard line of Archbishop Wood. Selecki in the shotgun. The snap, short over the middle, and that looks like enough. Liam Trainer got to the 36.5, or should say the 35.5-yard line. They'll take him right up to the white line at the 35, and that's good enough for a first down.
It's a huge pass, you know. They don't have to worry about, going forward on 4th down. It kind of takes a lot of pressure off the offense.
Guys, that was somewhat close to Trainer reestablishing himself back at the 38 or so.
Yeah.
But a good spot from the referees. Now Selecki runs out of time, somehow got the football off. He was hit while he threw, so no intentional grounding, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
If he had a little more time or a little bit more solid pocket there, Holland did get open way back over. Look, he's about in between the 15 and the 20. Just not enough protection around Danny there to get it to him.
Marvin Harrison again out to the outside. Ryan Lachlan now this time creeps a little bit more that way, but Danny Selecki with a look-off could go back to him. Selecki runs out of time and goes down. Right at the line of scrimmage.
I did not
Selecki does not have much time to work here.
I did not like how he was protecting that ball when he went down. I could have sworn that was about to pop out.
3rd down and 10, clock ticks. 6 minutes and 7 seconds to play in the 4th quarter.
Sal has been struggling in this 3rd and long situation. They really need to capitalize here and get as many yards as they can.
They can put themselves right back into this football game, though, with a 3rd down conversion. Selecki rolls. Throws. How about that throw
Wow.
and catch inside the 25-yard line? Good enough for a first down, and that's the freshman Marvin Harrison Jr.
Been seeing this kid step up big all season long on plays like that. Thought from this vantage point looked incomplete. Only reason I know is because you see the entire sidelines and stands go up in arms.
Yeah,
what
wow.
a play.
Guys, no Isaiah Jones in the backfield alongside Selecki on this possession. Now they're going for it all into double coverage. Brought down and dropped. Would have been a touchdown.
Wow.
Troy Holland
Holland stretching
nearly
out.
made the play.
I think there's something wrong with that turf over there. First people goes down over there, now Holland.
You're exactly right. That's the exact same spot.
A little bit of vet turf laid down over there, concrete underneath that AstroTurf.
They don't make them like they used to.
Timeout on the field. We'll take a break and come back. This portion of today's game brought to you by Dunphy Ford.
Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
Welcome back. What a game we have here. 5:33 to play, 31-17. Second down and 10 for LaSalle. They're driving in Wood territory. This time better protection for Select. He throws over the middle and intercepted. There's another interception. This time Brad Otto, the junior defensive back.
Chalking up to 19 turnovers for the season, I think.
Unbelievable.
If my math is correct.
This Wood defense stepping up big all year long, creating all kinds of havoc.
And to clear up Tyler's point, that's the Wood defense causing 9 turnovers. Just the 9th for the LaSalle Explorers this year.
Wow.
But 4 of them coming tonight.
That's huge. That changes the game. Wood has an opportunity to run out the clock here. They just need to, convert a couple first downs.
And out comes Nasir Peoples. The fullback, Adrian Lambert, number 1. You're going to see a heavy dose of that. Only 1 receiver to the outside. 2 tight ends in there. Lambert gets the give into Austin Lemke. Lemke makes the play after 3 yards. Clock ticks under 5 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the 4th and final quarter of regulation.
It's not over till it's over, but that it's a tough way to end that offensive drive for LaSalle there.
Collier will take his time coming back from the sideline where he got the call from Coach Devlin. The number 15 ranked team in the CAC poll. It's a poll of Catholic school teams across the country. Archbishop Wood has a 14-point lead. Maloney gets a big stop right at the line of scrimmage. Isaiah Jones very, very close to getting a flag for throwing down a member of the Archbishop Wood team in the secondary. 1 more of those, and I think you're going to see some laundry.
Yeah, getting some jeers over from the Archbishop Wood side. I just caught the tail end of that, but it did not look good.
Timeout on the field, 4:29 to play. LaSalle's going to have to start burning them here and try to get the ball back.
Little bit of a spin down there, eh? Little rough blocking.
Yeah,
I don't know.
a little bit.
A little bit of something.
We got a big third down here, though.
We sure do.
LaSalle has any hope of staying in this game. I think they need to do something here.
Absolutely. I mean, you forced a couple 3-and-outs in a row here. Another one is nice. It's not come down to this defense. I mean, as far as the position that LaSalle's in. I know they have 31 points on the board, but against them,
3 or 4 big plays.
Yep.
Bob Long, Rob Stott, Tyler Kern here. We have Alex Krastowski on camera. Christian James, our LaSalle student, helping us out in the booth tonight. Gave us some of the halftime report as well, and charting and doing social media and pretty much all the grit work that allows us to do what we do here on air. So thanks to Christian for being here.
I like Christian's enthusiasm, and
there's no doubt.
He brings a lot of passion to LaSalle football.
Collier, the guard pulls, and they give on the reverse. They have the edge. Runs through Sean Daly.
Wow.
The run, big time from Eric Bauer, the running back, a senior, with a big run on senior night.
That's a huge conversion on third down for the Vikings.
Great play. Wood needed that. Wood's starting to show why they're ranked 15 among Catholic schools in the country.
Clock stopped only momentarily. Now it ticks again, under 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Wood starting to feel it now. LaSalle already burned a timeout. And I think you'll see a lot more from Nasir Peoples in the next few plays.
I think they're going to run it.
Maloney gets the stop at the line of scrimmage. Good rush off the edge there to get Peoples.
LaSalle defense going to play hard to the end here.
Timeout LaSalle, 3:49 to play, fourth quarter. Again, still trailing by the score you see on the top right-hand corner of your screen. 31 for Wood, 17 for LaSalle. Both teams came into the game 6-2 and 4-1 in Philadelphia Catholic League play. This portion of tonight's game and all our games brought to you by our friends at Dunphy Ford in the Northeast. That's 7700 Frankfurt Avenue and DunphyFord.com. You can have a great look at some really well-priced new and used cars. And please, when you go there, tell Kevin Dunphy that we sent you. We also had a shout-out for Marty Malloy, general manager over there. Good LaSallian gentleman as well. No surprise. Kevin Dunphy hiring other LaSalle guys to run his exquisitely managed dealership. You have Tyler Kern's respect.
Yes.
That's a state champion right there.
It's hard-earned. I don't say that easily. But Bob, I have respect for you, so don't worry.
You know,
who doesn't?
When Rob is here, it's like, okay, he's the jokester, I'm the straight man. Now I have two jokesters. I don't know what to do. I'm outnumbered. I need Christian. Here's the give. Devin Smith gets a handle on him, can't bring down Peoples. That'll be a gain of 8, maybe 9 yards.
Third and short?
Third and short. 3 minutes, 37 seconds to play. The clock ticks. Oh, they're actually going to give it 3. So the far line judge came all the way in at the 46-yard line initially, but the near side judge had Peoples down at the 48.
Chances for LaSalle are slowly diminishing, but you know they need a big defensive stop here if they have any hope of staying in this game.
Wood will let the play clock run down, and then we'll call a timeout when it hits 1 second. Now that comes. Timeout on the field, 3 minutes, 4 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Archbishop Wood leading 31-17 over the LaSalle Explorers here in the regular season finale and senior night for Archbishop Wood.
Had ours a month ago. Crazy to think about. Been on the road every week.
You're exactly right.
Yeah, it's pretty late in the season for it.
Well, it's the last weekend of the season, so it's about as late as it can come.
LaSalle, meanwhile,
Bob, you're a gentleman and a scholar.
Had theirs in like the end of September for LaSalle.
September 29th against Father Judge, then a bye on the first week of October, then a game at Roman Catholic at the Super Site, then a game out at Widener last weekend against St. Joseph's Prep, and finally this road game here to end it off.
What are the playoff implications of this game?
This actually has very little playoff implications. That's why we didn't really talk about it too much. These teams are both in the red division and the PCL under the new rules when the PIAA went to 6 classifications. Instead of saying, all right, we're going to have 6 titles at the PCL, they scrapped that, went back to the red and the blue. But since the state playoffs have to begin next week, the regular season now determines the red division champion.
Man.
Good stop there by Austin Lemke. And the flag comes in late. That is a tough call.
I think they're going to call a face mask here. I don't agree with it.
Face mask?
I think that's what they're going to get Lemke on.
Like maybe throwing him down late. If he got the face mask, then you got to call it.
I mean, his hand was up there, and that
there
is what
it is.
They're
That's
call.
the call. So that'll just about end the ball game here. 2 minutes, 59 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Lemke not a happy camper there.
Costly penalty. Yeah, at the end of the day, Archbishop Wood made less mistakes, and he capitalized very well in LaSalle's with how many turnovers for the day?
For LaSalle, I think you had him at 4. I don't know if that. I was thinking 3, but I don't.
Yeah, wow.
It's a lot. And so that 5-yard
like
penalty, by the way, very different than what we've seen in the past, like at the NFL level when it became all 15-yarders. the high school level, you can have a 5-yard face mask penalty. That's what the call was. And by mere inches, it was 3rd and 5, just enough for that first down.
Yep.
That'll just about do it.
And you think back, first quarter, the opportunities that LaSalle had, this is in theory, well, not in theory, it is a 2-score game. You think about some of the turnovers they had forced Wood into during the first quarter. Quarter ended up 0-0. Easily could have been LaSalle up 14-0 at the end of the first. Just a game of a few missed opportunities, and we could be easily looking at a score that's completely reversed.
Here's the give, right up the middle. Good stop there by Isaiah Jones. Brennan Daly going after it with 55. Albert Glasgow.
It's a lot of pushing and shoving both ways.
Yeah, there's no need for that. I'm all for, physicality during the play, but after the whistle's blown.
Clock is stopped. Referees having a discussion as well. Head coach of LaSalle, John Steinmetz, out on the field, not happy right now. Certainly some frustration over the outcome of the game.
The flag's about to be dropped.
He's hanging out near the hash mark as well, which referees will come and have a discussion. Steinmetz very adamant about something, and we'll get a resolution in a few seconds.
He's a passionate guy. When I was at LaSalle,
have you gotten to know John Steinmetz?
He was the defensive coordinator when I was at LaSalle. He was a great coach and really instilled discipline among the defense. I'm happy to see him as LaSalle's head coach currently.
A guy that's been tied to this program for seemingly forever.
Yeah. He went to high school at LaSalle.
Now we'll have a discussion with head coach Steve Devlin.
Man.
Could it be a discussion on how many timeouts they had? The scoreboard for the vast majority of the second half had 0 timeouts for LaSalle, and I think that's exactly what it was. So LaSalle had 1 more timeout. That should be the last timeout that LaSalle can burn.
Unless you can have negative timeouts, I think you're right.
Hey, look at that.
Unlimited timeouts? How do we get that rule change?
I think
you can start.
Who do we go to?
You can start a task force. How does that sound, Rob?
All right. I'll start one of those change.org.
Like Paul Azinger and Phil Mickelson with a Ryder Cup task force. I can't think of anybody better than you.
Great camera work by Alex.
I can get
currently.
on it.
He's cameraing somebody taking a picture.
It's very meta.
It's a camera.
Very meta.
It's almost like the world will implode when somebody behind
this
the
is
camera
getting a little
captures
too
somebody
deep for BLS.
behind the camera.
As long as the lenses aren't pointed at each other,
There you go.
I think we're fine.
A little too philosophical.
So to bring it back to
face.
football
Yes.
here, with 2 minutes and 37 seconds to play, it's 31-17. Archbishop Wood leads LaSalle, and as we were talking about before, the red division and the blue division are now decided in the regular season because of the PIAA involvement, and the playoffs have to start next week. So you can't have the traditional PCL playoffs for the whole red division any longer. You have to go right to the 6A versus 6A, 5A versus 5A.
There's no PCL title game. You just wow.
Movement up front by Albert Glasgow. So you're exactly right, Tyler.
St. Joe's has already won.
St. Joe's Prep, with the win last week, won the Philadelphia Catholic League
Wood
division.
splits out to a different class, right?
Well, that's exactly right. I'm sorry, I didn't out and out say that, but that's exactly why you can't have the Red Division Championship playoffs. They are a 5A team. They're the number 2 rated 5A team in Pennsylvania, behind only Harrisburg, led by the number 1 recruit in all the land, Micah Parsons, on the D-line, who also scored 6 touchdowns last week. He's absolutely phenomenal. Yes. Yeah. Announced he was taking it over.
That's all I have to say.
Athletic lineman. Very athletic lineman.
Here's the give on the counter. Garrett Zobel wraps him up. And they'll start.
Get in Chippy.
They'll start that play clock.
There's no need for that. You know, you're trying to get the ball back. You know, no costly penalties at this point.
But as I was saying, Micah Parsons, the top recruit in all the land, Penn State, hot in the mix for him, as is Nebraska and Ohio State. And then just announced today taking an official visit to Oklahoma University.
Wow. How about that?
But Wood certainly has their crop of high-end recruits themselves.
Yeah.
Nasir Peoples going to Virginia Tech next year.
What
Jack Collier is heading to Duke to pitch, so he's going to play baseball at Duke. Just a great athlete. Now Steve Devlin and the Vikings will burn a timeout with 1 minute and 46 seconds to play before they run their third down play.
It's a fun comparison of thinking of how being a quarterback / pitcher kind of plays into one and the other. Having a big arm, being able to throw at high velocity fastballs, how that translates to the football field. Accuracy.
I'll entertain that with you. Sure.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Well, if you ever played football catch with a pitcher at the college level or something like that, they can just heave the ball down the field. Collier, a big, strong kid, 6'2", big hands, can deliver the ball well. You saw him with deep threats all night long. That was where he was most effective.
Pinpoint accuracy.
He's 57 for 110 this year.
Wow.
Not necessarily the best throwing percentage, but he can go down the field, and his deep ball is exquisite.
Yeah.
Third down and 9. Here's the sweep. Peoples cuts up the field and is taken down at the 40-yard line. The play clock will start with 1:38 to play, and LaSalle may get the football back, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the Wood offense stay on the field, and I think that's exactly what's happening.
And Wood has become quite the dynasty in the past 5 to 7 years. They've really have a solid football program. They're constantly in the running for state championships.
They're a state class. They're 5A. Bob said. LaSalle 6?
Yes.
So is that down a class from LaSalle?
Yes. Back when I played, the letters.
Here's the punter.
Right.
They almost got it. Not a great kick. It'll take a hop straight into the air. Wood will let this bounce as long as it wants. No, it won't. And I don't think that Bill Schaefer was all that happy about that.
Yeah.
Why not let the clock tick? Yeah, I noticed.
Our cameraman apologizes for his costly mistake of missing that punt.
I've never seen a ball, though. That thing bounced at the 20, bounced again at the 20, and bounced the third time at the 20. It went nowhere after it bounced. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Usually you see it take some kind of crazy hops on one direction or another.
Just like the punter planned it.
Yeah. And it could have kept bouncing.
Yeah.
48.9 seconds to play. LaSalle's offense comes back out of the field for one last drive at it.
Safeties, a little prevent here. Oh, boy.
Selecki throws short, nearly intercepted. Number 17, Kevin Otto, on the breakup.
I want to see that Eagles prevent defense. Put everyone back at the first down mark.
Instead of playing where you at next game, I'd like to play a new game.
Called
Over, under, Rob Stott Eagles references. Carson Wentz, Eagles defense. What would you set that at?
Chip Kelly.
That one was an accident. I take that one back.
Yeah.
That was not my finest moment.
No Madden references this year.
I've been trying not to.
No juke stick or whatever it's called.
I guess I got to work on the Eagles ones next year.
Selecki takes off.
I'm surprised.
And that's going to run out the clock almost.
0 references to trusting the process, I believe that's what they say.
There you go.
Save that for basketball season.
Selecki taking that sack. Clock runs. We're under 23 seconds to play. Third down and long. LaSalle in no hurry, and they have called it a night. They'll walk off the field.
That's all she wrote.
Archbishop Wood on senior night comes out and gets a 14-point win, heading into the PIAA playoffs at the 5A level, and they've got as good a shot to win the state championship as anybody. What a game by the Vikings.
I'd have to agree with that.
Impressive performance by them tonight. We kind of talked about at the top how these teams had very evenly matched resumes. Archbishop Wood just, came out and outperformed them. Maybe they had a little more momentum or guts in the tank being at senior night and all, but
I hear that.
They stepped up and put on a good show tonight.
Off topic, but whenever I played football, we always got really annoyed why we couldn't stay in a straight line when shaking hands. And as you can see, that it is at a dead 45-degree angle right now across the field.
Yes,
just
it
something something observed. Obviously, not having to do with football, but Wood obviously showed that
we appreciate it.
that they are the
That
better
is the
team.
type of analysis you could not get unless you had a high school football player, former high school football
That's
player
true.
in the booth with
We would
you.
always yell at each other and say,
That's
"Stay
incredible.
straight." And I don't know.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I think we needed to practice or something. But
For LaSalle, they end the regular season 6-3, 4-2 in the Philadelphia Catholic League. They are the 2 seed in the 6A PCL
I don't like that.
picture.
That's confusing. Before it was just quad A, and then you went to the playoffs.
It's 6A
but,
now.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
exactly right. So
Yeah,
now
I'm
they
old
are
school.
technically into the first round of the state playoffs. They'll take on either Roman Catholic or Father Judge in their game. That should be next Friday. Still awaiting information about broadcast capabilities for that game, but we certainly hope to have Christian with us next week. Should be a great one. And then if they were so fortunate to win that, they would get the winner of St. Joe's Prep and then either Roman Catholic or Father Judge. So if you're LaSalle, a lot to learn from this game. You had the 2 toughest games of the season at the end of the regular season, and then you move to the playoffs. Maybe they do take something away from this. It seems like they're very committed to Danny Selecki and getting Isaiah Jones involved in another way. We'll now go to the alma mater here. (31-17) your final. Archbishop Wood moves to 7-2 on the year and enters the 5A state playoffs. LaSalle on to the 6A state playoffs. They'll play next Friday night against either Roman Catholic or Father Judge. Guys, a great broadcast here tonight. LaSalle hung tough, but Wood a little too much for Christian James. Great job by him to come on, and excited to have a new member of our team. For Tyler Kern, a first-timer, great to have you here, my friend.
Great to be here, Bob. It
For
was an
Rob
honor.
Stott, as always, great
Hey.
to have you, my friend. And Alex Krastowski on camera. For all of them, I'm Bob Long saying so long from William Tennant High School, and we hope to see you next Friday night. A reminder that LaSalle Soccer is in the Philadelphia Catholic League Championship game on Monday at 7:30 p.m. at Northeast High School. Enjoy your Friday night, everybody.